Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. How we doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome, 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 welcome in. Yo, 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 yo. Oh my god, look, we left the window open, guys. Oh my god. Now everything looks... Now you guys know I'm actually not locked up in Cool Panda's basement forced to stream. I actually, you know, actually... Behind the window. No one's allowed to know. Listen, no one is allowed to know. It's a secret, guys. These people over here, they don't get a free show. They're not allowed a free show through my window. Bro, they have to come to the Twitch stream. They have to follow the stream. You know? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Hope you guys all had an amazing weekend. What'd you guys do? Welcome in, everybody. It's so good to see you guys, man. I like the nighttime streams. I gotta be honest, I like the nighttime streams. How's everybody doing? What'd you guys do this weekend? Oh my god. What's up, guys? What'd you do this weekend, man? I put up the Christmas lights outside, inside. It was nice, man. It was nice. Just cozy. You know what else we made? Rice Krispie squares. Bro, I never made Rice Krispie squares before. Spaghetti-tito. We're not playing Pokemons tonight, guys. Sorry. All right, Combat Peach is in here. Who's ready for another Peach party? Let's go. Cool Panda with the 10 months, baby. Let's go. 10-month streak. Sheesh. Let's go. Let's go. It's a party.
Someone's got to explain to me how 10 months has already passed.
Bro. Wild, huh? Wild. 10 months flew, man. I can't believe it. Honestly, I gotta say, it feels like a lot longer. Why do I look sick? I keep saying this every single time. I think it's because I keep messing with my lights, guys. You guys keep messing around with my stuff or what? Maybe it's because I don't get any more sunshine because I'm up here in Alaska and we don't get no sunshine no more. So I'm looking kind of dark. I mean, I'm looking kind of not dark. I don't got my tan on, you know? all right, we're good, we're here. How you guys doing? Welcome in. Petunia is mad that your laptop is on your lap and that she can't squeeze herself between my arm and the couch. Just make it happen, Petunia. Just do it. Lock Finesse, what's up? Welcome in. Have you been? Combat Peach coming in first. Hello there, Super Attacker. What's up? Finally someone does General Kenobi. Let's go, dude. Yo, Rahi, what is up? Welcome in, warrior. You want Kokiri Forest? All right, we might be able to pull off a quick Kokiri Forest, maybe. Just for you. Jack and Timber, what's up, my man? Welcome in. You missed the night streams? Well, Combat, listen. We did 2 weeks of daytime streams, and I'm currently revising, thinking, analyzing, deep diving, flying, whatever you want to call it, and looking at a new stream schedule, a new everything. So just hang tight, guys. I don't have an official schedule for this week. There is actually a chance that there is no further streams this week. So there might be, but right now this is the only stream for this week. Like I said, I'm looking at things, analyzing stuff, and I'll fix things up. I'll fix things just right. I got to take care of me. I gotta take care of you guys, you know. I want to be out here streaming and hanging with you guys. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and we're gonna make it happen. I promise. Week's been kind of meh. Super Attacker, it's day 1 of the week, bro. Don't you worry. Heaven's got a plan for you. I'm doing really good, Panda Man. How are you? How was your weekend? Did you finish God of War PS5? 1 year on the horizon. Let's go, man. Been a bit since we were here, Super. Welcome in. We're happy to have you. How have you been, Jack? Welcome. It's called go outside and get some vitamin D. D's nuts. Yeah, honestly, I've been outside. I was outside all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Man, I've been outside all the time. Zultz, thanks so much for the follow. What is up? Welcome into the Peach Party. How you doing? How was your weekend? How'd you find the stream, Zultz? I'm not even saying that right. Zwiltz. How about I call you Zuzu? I like that better. It's cute. It's kind of cute, you know. But I was outside all day Saturday. I was fixing up my like grass garden situation. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. I don't even want to explain it. It's a mess. I'll explain it. I'll explain it since you asked. Since you asked. And what happens is that we have snow. We have snow. Do you guys know what snow is? Snowflakes from the sky. It's like a frozen rain, okay, if you didn't know. And here in Montreal, that's what we have. We're exposed to this shit. We're exposed to this shit. And it's like acid. No, it's beautiful. It's romantic shit, you know? All right, what just happened? All right, we're good. And then what happens is the guys, they come by the city and then they put salt everywhere. They put rocks everywhere so people could drive, right? Who's driving? I don't know, not me. So what they do then is they put all the salt and all the rocks onto the grass, and then it ruins and destroys all the flowers, all the grass, all the plants, everything, the plant life. Hashtag plant-based. So then, yeah. So I have to like set stuff up to like prevent that. It's like, bro. Never move out, guys. Just stay home with your parents. Trust me. They do your laundry. They cook for you. They clean. It's nice. It's a nice life. You just have to stay out of their hair. Let them watch TV when they come home from work. Don't bust their chops too much. You know, tell them you love them, hug them, and you got your life set up. And then Sunday I was putting up Christmas lights. It was nice. I was outside. Did you guys touch grass? I touched grass, guys. New Mario Kart races are coming this Wednesday. Let's go. Nice. Combat, yes, we were spending the weekend with a boyfriend. How was that? Combat. Went to local zoo for the zoo lights. What is a zoo lights? His birthday is tomorrow, so we celebrate this weekend. That's so sweet. That's awesome. Happy birthday to Mr. Combat Peach. Yo, Raj is in here. What's up, brother? Little Kirby dancing. How you doing, dude? Moist food items. Welcome in. Nice emo. I like that. How you doing, Moist? You're only 7 hours into God of War. Really enjoying it. Trying to 100% it. Nice. I think I've only 100% a couple of games. What games would you guys 100%? Seriously. I think I 100% did Battlefield 3 and like a couple Assassin's Creeds. Maybe that's it. You were not... It wasn't a dick joke, Finesse? Okay, I don't know. That was a perfect setup though. Got to get outside and get the vitamin D, you know. That was a good setup. It's decent. You might not catch some people, but some people get caught for sure. Your boy Raj sent you, Zoo. Nice. Yo, I appreciate that. How you doing? I'm doing very good. Very good. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk with Raj a little bit, deep dive, get into a little bit deeper. We did have a call in the past. It was a collaboration stream. We played, I think we played Halo together. Because I think we met because of Splitgate, but we played Halo together. We had a whole stream and we were chatting away and stuff, but you know, sometimes the game, you know, takes priority and sometimes the conversation takes priority. But tonight I get Raj all to myself, you know what I mean? So we're gonna learn, and the best part is that we got the Q&A session coming up at the end of the call. So if you guys have any questions about Raj, then we get to ask him and you know, pick his brain. I don't even like that saying, but get to chat about what is Mindset Gaming and what it's like to run an org. I'm very excited for that. Which we'll get started in about 5 to 10 minutes or so. Make sure that everybody's here, all the notifications went out, and that Raj is here, good and ready. Snow, in fact, is no myth. It's snowing right outside my house. No way, Jack. Oh my god. It snowed last week, but then it all melted, and then I don't think we have snow for at least the next few days at least. You had a bunch of snow where you're at too, Super? Had to walk home from work in 2 hours, blizzard in your face. Bro, why are you walking home for 2 hours? There's a bus, there's an Uber, phone a friend, Superman. Oh man, brutal. The zoo lights, basically the zoo sets up a shit ton of Christmas lights everywhere, and there's some that are timed to a song to do a light show. Oh, that's so cute. Everything's super lit up with lights. That's super sweet, Combat. Was it like nice? Were you able to hear the music? Cause I find every time they do like a light show, I can never hear the music like really loud. So then it's not like, it's like weird, you know? There's a fireworks that happen here in Montreal, and what they do is there's like a radio station dedicated to listening to the songs that are being played in sync with I think it's the fireworks, and that's cool because then you can access it on your phone or in your car, you know. So I like that you can crank it up as much as you need to, you know, to hear what's going on. You did have Pokemon Shield 100% until the incident. What's the incident? You never 100% a game before. Hopefully you can stay hooked enough to do it for God of War. Bro, I heard God of War was a lot. If you played the last one, apparently this one is also similar in terms of like grindiness and all that. So hopefully you enjoy it. Because I remember Assassin's Creeds, bro, especially the first one. I think it was the first one. You had to find a bunch of feathers all over the map, and it would never show you. It was kind of like the Korok seeds in Zelda. It wouldn't even show you which ones you got, which ones you didn't have. It was like a mess. So I had to like find a map online and like go to each. It was a headache. You could hear it throughout the whole zoo. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's sweet. You're surprised at the lack of snow this season? We should have several feet outside by now. You know what? Honestly, you're right. Usually we get a lot of snow in like November, December, and then by Christmas time it's gone. And then there's no snow for Christmas. I'm like, okay. Huh? You know, it's kind of weird. New Dreamlight Valley content tomorrow. Let's go. Blue, by the way, hello. Did I not say hi to you, Blue? And Valhub's in here. Hello, Valhub. Did I miss all you guys? What the heck? Welcome in, guys. How you doing? Val, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a nice weekend. Blue, how are you, my man? How's your streams this weekend, dude? You'll be okay with no snow until you have moved and settled in a new place. Moving in snow sucks. Oh, so true, so true. Your save file got corrupt. Oh my god. Dude, save files suck. Why do they do that? Alright, let's find some yeah, we got the chill vibes. Is Raj in the chat? I saw him earlier. I'm gonna triple check that he is around, in and around and ready. We'll get this party started. You're here, Raj. Cool. You good to go? Do you need anything? Make sure you got like water and stuff and all of that. We shouldn't be longer than an hour and a half max. Or maybe longer, you know, in case the conversation really flowing tonight. You have the desire to 100% Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Ooh. Yeah, those games are good, man. Those games are good. Honestly, like, sucks about a bit of the Ubisoft stuff, but like not producing games. But I saw a really funny I don't know if it was a meme or a tweet or what it was, maybe on Reddit. It was like game devs not completing games, you know, and then in perfect harmony with me not completing games. So it's like, what's the point of asking the devs not, you know, to complete the game when you don't even finish it anyways? You know what I mean? So kind of true. Yo, Rahi, thank you very much for the follow, my man. Welcome in to the beach party. Ready whenever. Sounds good, Raj. Question: how many vids would you recommend in advance for a series? I don't fully understand your question. What do you mean? Could you elaborate a little bit more, Super, just to make sure that we're answering you correctly? And if I can't get to your answer your question right now, I will answer you after. Mindset Gaming with the raid, baby. Let's go, man. Let's go. Thank you very much for the raid / host. I really appreciate that, guys. There's no way of hosting anymore on Twitch, so I guess the one viewer raids is where it's at. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Rush. You're excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage 2023? What is that going to be based on? Pre-record for a series? Honestly, I wouldn't pre-record much. Start your series. If you have video 1, post it. You know, you don't like, you know, also you're not telling me if you're talking about YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. If I'm assuming it's YouTube, just post it. Like if people like it, then they're going to say, can't wait for episode 2, and it brings hype. And then you put put episode 2 up when it's ready. You know, you don't have to be posting every single day on YouTube. That's not a thing. Just as long as each video is good, you know. If you think that it's going to be like 1 month between, or 1 year between each video, maybe not 1 month, but 1 year, then maybe you're going to want to switch something up. But you know what I mean? If you think that your videos are gonna be like spaced out by one a month, then it really depends on the message and on the kind of video that you're doing, dude. You know, like if you're just trying to share, like if you're trying to do like a playthrough, then yeah, people are gonna kind of forget and move on if it's over a month time, right? So if it's like a playthrough, maybe you want to record all of it and then put it up. It really depends on the type of videos that you're making, the type of message that you're sharing, and all that stuff, you know. If the series is just like, here's some tips on this game, or here's like a challenge I did for this game, and this is gonna be a series of challenges I do, then it doesn't really matter. Your videos can be 6 months apart. It doesn't really matter because that video stands alone within that series. You understand? So just post as soon as possible, because the sooner you post, the sooner you get the views that add up, right? So I hope that helps, super. If you have more questions, let's chat about it. And after the call, we can always dive deeper. Yeah, we could talk. Hopefully that helps you. It takes place in Baghdad and has Basim as the main character. It takes place before Valhalla. Okay, I stopped playing Assassin's Creed as of Unity, the one in France. I played a bit of Unity and it was like not working and crashing on me, and I just stopped. Yeah, sadly. So I don't know any of the storyline. I'm sad because I really liked the behind the scenes storyline of the main character there. I found that Assassin's Creed really cool. That was one of my favorite games for sure. All right, guys, cool, good stuff. I'm ready. Let me explain for anybody that is new in here in the chat, just hanging out, ready for this call. Let's not waste any more time, and let's get to it, man. So I'm gonna do a little bit of an explanation a bit later, but for anyone that is new, again, this is an interview series that I have on stream. It takes around 60 minutes or so for us to do a call just between me and my guest, who is Raj tonight. And what we do is we chat. You know, we get into things a little bit, what it is to be a streamer, you know, growing a brand, growing a name for ourselves, and kind of the behind the scenes, the good, bad, the ugly, the whole kit, right? And what's cool is at the end of the call, there will be a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for Raj or for myself, you guys can ask away, and we'll pick some questions from the chat to be answered. But during the call, we're going to be kind of one-on-one, just me and Raj going at it. We'll still see your messages in chat, and you know, we appreciate any love and hype and all that. And even if you're just in to say hi, that's awesome. But if you guys ask a question during the interview, you know, we're not going to respond to it or anything like that. And just because this whole thing is going to be recorded to put onto YouTube and then clip down to put onto like shorts and on TikTok, things like that. You know, we want to be more kind of like a one-on-one into the call. So we appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully you guys get some value out of it. The whole point is to motivate you guys, educate you guys, inspire you guys, for you guys that are streamers, that are content creators, to you know, to continue doing what you're doing, and hopefully get some tips and tricks along the way to grow your streams and your brands the way that these people do, and all the guests that I have on my streams. Okay, so let's get to it. Raj is here. I'm gonna go to a quick loading screen, just to boot things up and get everything rolling. And once Raj is in, we'll bring him in and we're good to go. I appreciate you, Panda. Thank you so much, dude. Petunia looks like she is threatening my life with her face behind my laptop. You're too cute. Little doggy, you just have the one dog? Don't you have 2 dogs in combat normally? And tell her not to kill you. Because you know, how do you think she's gonna take the move, by the way? You think she'll be okay moving in a new environment? Okay, the other one, yeah, okay, I was gonna say I thought Combat had a zoo in her house. No, that was a couple weeks ago when she was babysitting 4 dogs. It's a playthrough with some tips along the way, super. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're releasing like around once per week, then you're okay. You know what I mean? Once per week, once every 2 weeks. In my mind, that makes sense. It has to make sense to you. If it makes sense to you, it makes sense to everybody else. And to me, that makes sense, right? So I wish you lots of luck, Superman. All right. Let's go, guys. Nice, good combat, good. Okay, cool. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'll be in a loading screen and I'll be right back with your boy Raj. Sucks, what's up? Hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Let's get this call going, guys. Let's go. I'll be right back. Please hold while we transfer your call. Hello, we're live. Yes.
Hello.
Mic check, mic check. Perfect.
Mic check.
Okay.
Everything sounds good. Nice.
All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. So let's do this. Hopefully you guys can hear us fine and no issues. Let us know if there is any audio stuff, but everything should be fine like it is on my end. So I'm gonna do a quick introduction for the YouTubes, and then we'll get right into it. Cool.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Beautiful. Awesome, man. Trico, thank you. Tricano, thank you very much for the follow. Don't leak anything, Raj.
I mean, no promises. There's absolutely no promises that that's gonna happen.
All right. We'll be careful. We'll be careful. We can edit it out of the YouTube if anything, but
off the Twitch though, we might be, listen, the people hear what they hear.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, guys? Welcome in. All right, so let's get this party started. Hold on. Jay, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Appreciate that so much. Thanks for supporting me and Raj tonight. All right. Okay, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. All right. What's up, guys, and welcome back to DapeachTV. Today is episode 7 of Motivation Mondays. If you're new here, this is a series that I do every single week where I interview a new streamer, a new creator, or in this case, an organization owner. And the whole point of this series is to educate you guys, you streamers out there, you creators out there, and people who want to become streamers and creators, and just to educate, inspire you, and motivate you by going into the behind the scenes to show you the struggles, the successes of the different people that I have on and the different guests. And so hopefully this helps you. We're filming right now live on Twitch. So all the links will be below in the description to follow me and the guests. And if ever you want to come on and hang out with us, we do have a Q&A session at the end of the call. So if there ever is a guest that you know or inspires you, then come and be here live so you can ask them your questions live. We always get to the Q&A session at the end of the call. And tonight, I'm very, very excited to have my good friend Raj, who I've met a while ago. I can't even remember how long it's been, but we met through Twitch, through gaming, through streaming and raiding and all that stuff. And I wanna introduce you guys to my good friend. So Raj is the founder of Mindset Gaming. Originally, it's a gaming org, now transforming into an all-encompassing gaming, lifestyle, and culture organization. In less than a year, MSG has grown to a team of 33 pro players, creators, designers, and editors. And their esports team, Soul Perception, is MSG's professional esports team that competes in Call of Duty Warzone. They even qualified for the World Series of Warzone. Mindset Gaming is working to expand beyond just gaming, though. One of their members plays for the Cincinnati Bengals football team. Raj, I'm happy they accepted the invitation to be here because I'm excited to pick your brain about what it takes to run a media organization like this and learn about all the successful creators that represent Mindset Gaming. Welcome to Motivation Mondays, man.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm very glad to be here. Like you said, I think it was Splitgate days. I think that brought us together back in the day when that game was good.
When it was good.
Yeah, when it was popular. I don't want to say it's bad, when it was really popular is what I mean. But back in the Splitgate days, and then we have like you said, we have 33 people. It ranges from like content creators to editors, designers, all of which are successful in what they do. So I think I have a good brain into like the back end of it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, so tell me a little bit about how it all started for you. Like what really, because this is, to be honest, this is I know that you do stream, of course, but I think tonight, I think we're pretty excited to get into the org stuff, and we'll talk about your stream and we'll talk about the org, but kind of what inspired you to start the org? Were you streaming first? Were you, how did it all come about?
Yeah, so I mean, it really started a while ago. We did like you ever sit with your friends in like a PS4 party chat and you guys are just like talking about the universe until like 4 a.m. and then you're you're just like talking, then you see like the sun come up and you're like, dude, what just happened? While you're playing like some Call of Duty or something. So we used to do that on pretty much a nightly basis when I was back in college, probably more than we should have. But then what happened was
I can relate.
Yeah, exactly. We just kept doing that. And then two of us at the time were like, yo, we should start a podcast, right? Like, I think it'd be pretty cool because like I listen to a lot of podcasts and so did he. And I was like, yo, I think it'd be awesome if we started a podcast about gaming, right? So like, I mean, when it first started, we followed like gaming. We watched a lot of soccer. So we talked about that too. But the gaming was a real thing. Like we've both been gamers since we were kids. I had like the N64 from my older cousins when I was little, and I used to like watch them play. And then when they got off, hopped right on and took my turn. But yeah, since like back then, gaming's always been pretty big in my life. And pretty much everyone that like all my friends that are around me. So we started talking about gaming. We did it for a good amount of time, probably like 100-ish episodes we did, and we released like 2 a week. So it's pretty long. And then once we got to that part, like talking about gaming orgs, like we always wanted to do something like that. I worked for Anbox, which is a company in New York City, like based out of New York. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with the NYXL, but it's like the Overwatch team. So I worked for them a little bit when I did project management for them.
Cool.
They have the subliners now, so it's still around. They just kind of change things around. But the little experience I got in that, even though the commute to there was terrible, the hours were not the best. I loved it. Like didn't complain once. I was like, this is what I want to do. So like it kind of just inspired in both, where like I love gaming, and I think working in gaming would be like doing what you love is like the greatest thing in the world.
For sure.
Which is what we're all trying to do here. But like that's what kind of inspired the whole idea of we should start an org, you know? Because like I got that kind of experience being in one, I guess, not like as a content creator per se, just like the business side of it.
Right.
But yeah, like my partner at the time was already streaming here and there on
Okay.
Twitch through his PS4. We had like the first podcast was terrible, you know.
Yeah. That's how it
PS4
is.
mics, you know, it's there. We leave it all on YouTube too because we want people to
Nice.
see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like that's how it started. You know, it was just inspired by a couple things in my life.
Yeah. What was the name of the first podcast?
I mean, we did call it the Mindset Podcast.
Okay.
So like the
you had
Mindset name
mindset
was,
ever since then.
yeah. So like the way the name came up for Mindset, we always say kind of funny, right? So like you know how you think about the mind and like it's like the brain. So like we wanted a set. Like our goal with that podcast was having a set in the shape of like a brain.
Okay.
And then we sit around that table and we talk about what's in our brain. It was
That's
like
cool.
a stupid concept when we were, but like that's how the name Mindset came. So we kind of just stuck with it when we changed it over to the org.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, we got to be in the mindset. We got to get the game, the pro mindset to win, the W mindset,
It works out. It works with everything is a good part, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cool, man. So how long, like at what point, because you said after 100 episodes of doing that podcast,
yeah.
How long was that? A couple of years?
I would say, so we were like really on and off with it. We weren't consistent, which is the worst part. I think we could have done a lot better if we were.
Okay.
But like we started it, we did 2 a week for a solid like 6-7 months.
Okay.
I would say
Nice.
probably we started in like 2019. And did that like on and off until about 2020. And that was in 2020 was our 100th episode. And then the org started towards the end of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's crazy, man, because I feel like a lot of people, like podcasting, has been around for quite a while, and there's a lot of people that were getting into it and are still getting into it today, which is amazing. And I feel like people don't get to like 100 episodes, so like huge kudos to you, man, for like sticking out and getting to at least 100, because I feel like so many things that like you learn. Was there something like special or unique that like you really took from learning and from doing that process?
Yeah, I mean, aside from like the stuff that we learned while doing the podcast, because like we would obviously talk about gaming, but like sometimes we'll like have like fan topics where we'll talk about like whatever people want us to talk about. So that's where like stuff about space stuff, like the craziest stuff comes up. So we have to do our research before. So we learned a lot like actually about life through that.
Cool.
But like just learning like the technical side of like how do we edit, how do we make clips, what equipment do we use that we still use to this day from the podcast? How do we stream it? All that kind of stuff, I guess, would be the biggest thing that we took away from it. And then also, like, I saw that when we were making the podcast, I saw this thing online that said most podcasts don't last. It was like an article that was like very blunt, but the dude was like, most podcasts don't last, but if you make it to 60 episodes, you're probably gonna last. So nice. 60 was the goal. And I was like, if we make it to 60, we're good,
Yeah. And you went to 100.
Yeah, and we went to like 100. I think it was like 120, I think, before we kind of shifted focus.
Nice, man. Yeah. I mean, what was it the success of that podcast that led you to switch, or was it not as successful as you wanted it to be to lead you to the switch?
Yeah, so I would say growth for the podcast was actually good. Like when we were first doing, and we recorded it live, just like this show. I just think like recording live adds like a cool element to it.
Yeah.
So we did it live, and like originally we had like 2 or 3 people, which are just our homies in chat as everything starts. By the end of it, we had like a consistent 20 that was there every time, which is good.
Nice.
And then even like I remember the stats on like the sound. On like Spotify and stuff, we reached like 2,000 plays, which was pretty cool. It was a big milestone. But then I just knew that we didn't want to do this like strictly podcast. Like I want to bring back the podcast for sure. But a whole gaming org definitely was always the plan, especially when we hosted a Warzone tournament. And we had like a bunch of people come up to us, like streamers, be like, hey, are you going to do that again? Like, that was awesome. And like the whole experience was just really fun, kind of like recruiting everyone to play, watching it play. We had like a caster. So like that's I think that almost like solidified it. Like once that happened, I was like, okay, we definitely want to go that gaming org route.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's amazing, man. And what's your background in? Like, what did you study? Because I know you said you worked at Andbox, you were kind of project management for kind of like an org in that way. Was there other like experience that you had or anything related besides just playing a lot of games? Like, you know,
just grinding Halo for years.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's your background? What'd you study in?
When I went to college, I did programming at first. And then just like about 90% of people realize programming is really hard and like you can't put any hours into it. So I kind of switched to like business information systems, which is a little bit like project management. You do like data analytics and stuff.
Right.
But you learn a lot about businesses. I'm actually very happy that I switched because like it taught you about the business side as much as it teaches you about technical stuff.
Right. Okay.
Like actually going through data and stuff. So that's what I did. And I think a lot of the stuff that we do, like Trello, I think I mentioned this to you. Trello is like a big platform that we use. What I used in college, I still use now. Like a lot of stuff that I picked up from college, I learned. And that's like the main thing that kind of helped me.
Okay. Yeah, I've been using Trello for, I don't even know, man. I've heard about it one day, and this was like, I don't know.
Once you hear about it, you don't go back. You don't go back once you hear about it.
Everyone's like, "Oh, try this new thing called Notion." You even said use Notion, man. I'm like, I don't know, man. All my stuff's in Trello, dude. I'm not changing. You know, I'm a boomer. I can't change that easy.
You know, that being said, I did set up the Notion for the company in like past week or two, I would say.
Okay.
And it's probably the best thing I ever did.
Really?
Yeah, the setup is incredible. You could organize everything. Everything looks good. Everything's connected. It just, I don't know. It just works. I think we might start. I mean, the goal for 2023 is kind of get everyone else on it too. Now that I'm on it fully, and then kind of go through that. But I think it's almost like Trello on steroids. That's how I like to explain it.
All right, then I'm like borderline convinced. I gotta try. I gotta at least try it just for you.
They should sponsor me the way I'm trying to get you on it.
Seriously, man. Yeah, no, I gotta get my stuff organized for sure. But it must be important for you because now, I mean, you didn't start with 33 people, but having 33 people on the team now is like, that's huge. That's a huge team, man.
Yeah, it's
and to manage all that, you know, I mean, can you break down a little bit of the team and give us like some numbers and telling us like streamers, editors, staff type stuff and kind of what some people do?
Yeah, so we have like I said, it was like me and my childhood friends that we kind of started this. So the first few people, there's 4 of us, or 3 of us, I should say. 4th is here, but like not in this country, just like in England. So like we work with them still, but not as much. But there's 4 of us that kind of started the whole thing, and then from there, right now we have 5 editors, and we have 2 designers, and then a studio behind us as well that we found that we kind of started working with early this year. I would say early, but like probably like around August this year. And then we have about 23 or 24 content creators. Yeah. So obviously, bulk of it is content creators. But I guess on the staff side, you could say there's a couple, like 7 people.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you definitely need a proper tool to help you manage all the projects and stuff going on, right?
Yeah, that was the main thing. Just like even with like so MSG is one thing, but then Souls came in, and then we're doing the other thing that's next year. I'm trying not to leak.
Please don't.
But just the way things are coming in, it's like Trello's no longer like good to just organize everything. Like I need something that like breaks it down into trees and stuff. So yeah.
Cool, man. I'm excited to know what's coming next year. I'm excited for you.
Maybe I might just say it, you know?
I mean,
a little bit of convincing goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, tell us more about like the creators and stuff on your team. I want to know, like, I have so many questions. Like, I want to know like how you find them. I want to know like how you recruit them. Like, what do you look for in these people to bring them on to your team, and what they're gonna do for you and what you're gonna do for them? Like, I'm so curious about like the process and who these people are.
Yeah. So I think the main thing when we look for content creators, right? So like, and I explain this to a lot of people. So every content creator that we look for goes through this whole process where like I explain them the whole org front to back, just to be fully transparent on what we offer, what you have to do, and everything like that.
Okay.
One thing I never talked about is like we have a group chat on iMessage with like all 20 of us in there, and it's like just the most insane group chat on a daily basis. It is like it's so cliche, but it kind of is like a family at this point. But now one of the
Gotta be.
main things that we look for is like just good vibes that will fit in that range of people, right? Because we have a bunch of super supportive people. No matter what, like if you release new TikToks, anything like that, you drop it in chat, everyone comments, everyone shows love. So just like that community feeling is like almost like the most important thing for us, obviously, right?
For
And
sure.
then from there,
Has to be.
for MSG, like we kind of look for like lifestyle content creators now, where and we have 2 recruiters as well that kind of go through. They'll go through streams of like people that know each other. I always say this: the best people to recruit are people that you know, right? So like we have a bunch of content creators, we know how amazing they are. So like their friends can't be far off from what they are like, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we always try to like branch through our own content creators and kind of find connections there. But yeah, we just look for MSG. We look for people that are into like the vlogging space, fitness space, things like that. That's what we're kind of gearing towards. And then the soul side, we look for some professional, like I say professional, but like Warzone players, Call of Duty players, Apex. You know, just like the more serious. You know, I'm going to be into competition, that kind of side.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it should be a combination of both, and we'll obviously go much into detail later on. But you know as much as I do that being on every social media is super important, right? Like you
Right.
can't you could stream on Twitch 30 days in a row,
Yeah.
3 years in a row, and do nothing else, and you'll have one viewer the whole time. You
Yeah.
know, so like
Sadly, yeah.
yeah, which is unfortunate, but like the discoverability is like just because it's like a lot of people already here.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to build other stuff. So that's probably one of the other things that we look for mainly. It's like how well is their social media presence or community built out already?
Mm.
And then if it's built out in like 2 places, like let's say their Twitter is good, let's say their YouTube is good, but their TikTok is not. How can we help as an org to improve that?
Right.
And
Nice.
we'll go through like plans with every single player because we do. I did data analytics in college, so like I do like a spreadsheet for all our players, so we see
Okay.
like where can they improve, and then
Oh
that
my God.
month we'll
Nice.
like kind of go through like okay, we'll focus on YouTube this year. Let's post 20 shorts this month, see how it does, right? Or let's post some YouTube videos, see how they do, and just kind of keep building through that. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that's what we do as an org. In terms of like what we offer, so we, you know, editors, anything you want edited, we can edit for you. Designers, any stream elements that you need. And then, like I said, the community that we have at
That's
this point
amazing.
of creators is just they're probably the most supportive people I think I've ever met in my life. We're all the same kind of people, gamers at heart, but everyone's just good people, good vibes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it
um,
has to be. It
just
has to be. You're
yeah,
building, you're building something, you're building, essentially, you're building a company. You are an
yeah,
organization, you're a media organization. You need to have people in your corner that have the same mentality and the same vibes, like,
hmm
even for me, like, if I work at a job, whatever it is, like, for me, if I was running a business, I would rather choose the person that has a better character, better vibe that we mesh with than
yeah,
someone who's like top of the line, but we don't really get along.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, yeah, we would love to have your skill set, but if we're not going to get along, then it's just going to be miserable for probably everybody,
yeah.
right?
Everyone involved. Yeah,
So,
it's not as organic as it can be. I think.
yeah, exactly. And I think that it kind of goes back to what you said, like those 2 a.m., 4 a.m. calls on the PS4, vibing and playing and
Yeah,
talking shit with your friends, those kind of organic things lead to like beautiful things later on. And if you don't have that kind of energy with someone else, I don't feel like it's that easy to come up with new ideas. And,
yeah,
like you've evolved, you've grown from that podcast into this, you originally the gaming org, and now you've evolved again
hmm
into everything org, full on media, from gaming and clothing and lifestyle, right? So I don't feel like you could do that with just some top shelf guy, right?
Yeah.
Or girl, right? But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You need that. You need that.
Yeah.
So right now your team Souls Perception, they are they're competing in Call of Duty Warzone, right?
Yeah. Warzone team.
Okay. Are you I don't know if this is public or not public, but are there other games that you guys are looking to hopefully expand into, like into the competitive scene, like of League of Legends, Valorant, or Apex you said earlier?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, for the solo side, we're always looking for other esports. Warzone's good, but like we also want like a CDL team, which is also Call of Duty, but on the competitive side of Call of Duty.
Okay.
Apex team, I think, would be fantastic. I'm a Halo diehard at heart, so
Yeah.
we had a Halo team, and watching those games was the most stressful moment of my life, but I loved it. So Halo again. The only thing is like right now it's off season for Halo.
Okay.
But then that team, Valorant, I recently got into, and I love Valorant. So
Mm.
I think a Valorant team would be great too. So we're always, I'll never say no to anything. You know, I'm
Yeah.
always open to talk about any team per se. Um, but yeah, we're looking into pretty much any esport, even like I don't play League, but I think a League team would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Why not?
Anything like that, you know?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
So what does it take to be recruited to Souls Perception? Like, is there a difference between being a creator for Mindset Gaming versus being on the Souls Perception team? How do you make that distinction?
Yeah. So the main difference is everyone on Souls, and I say everyone, but it's specifically Warzone right now. But they're playing like tournaments every day. They're playing wagers every day. There's the CMG website where you could like join tournaments, join wagers. So they'll be doing that pretty much like 10 hours a day. Those guys are pretty crazy with the way that
Wow.
they do it.
Okay.
And then also on the Soul side, we always ask for content because as much as content is important on the MSG side, we kind of have that built up already. On the Soul side, is particularly in the Warzone space, there's a lot of lot of wager players, not a lot of content. So
Okay.
on that side, we do ask players for content so that we can create that little. There's like that little missing space in the Warzone space right now, which is like
Okay.
there's no content teams. So we're trying to be that. So we'll ask for like content from there too, but it's not too bad just because they play in so many tournaments that they'll always have clips, and these guys are ridiculously good at the game. So
Yeah.
um,
For sure.
it's easy to get them to have clips.
Yeah. Are you looking for something specific with the content? Are you looking like what kind of content are you asking of them? Is it like highlight clips or to make montages type of thing? Or are you looking for, proper content like educational stuff, tips and tricks, or like funny, like make it happen funny, not just like, oh, this happened to me and it was funny. What kind of stuff are you looking for?
Yeah, so like it's a little bit of both. So we'll do like team videos where like we'll require them to like actually record a video with us one day where it's like
Okay.
they'll play like mouse and key instead of, controller and see how they
Okay.
do in 1v1. So just like funny content like that.
Cool.
But then like any other content is just if you had a nice clip, send it over. We have a Google Drive. And then at the end of every month we'll make like a montage. And then we'll also drop clips during the month.
Okay.
So that's it. I would say it's a little bit of both.
Cool. That's awesome. Do you run some of these guys or girls' actual media accounts, or do you let them run their stuff? Is there anybody that you run for them?
We let them run their own stuff. We just provide any type of content that they would need specifically,
Okay.
for that. So we have like a dedicated editor that works only for the Souls team, and then they'll make content whatever they need for that.
That's amazing. That's like the dream, man. Play
Yeah.
10 hours of Call of Duty every single day, and you got your team backing you up and then making clips and editing for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, we try to let them focus on competing, because it takes a lot out of you. I can't. We
sure.
hosted tournaments, so I've seen like that side of it, and it's like it's pretty grueling. So we try to handle everything else.
Yeah, for sure. Do you ask them to? I don't know if you can give away this information or if it's private between your players and stuff. But how does it work with like tournaments and stuff? And when there's winnings and money, how does that get split out?
Yeah, so I mean, this happened. The most notable one was the whole Tifu situation with FaZe, where like they technically could take part of his tournament earnings, but they didn't. So that was like the big issue. So like I make it pretty obvious that we will not take any percentage of anyone's tournament earnings because at the end of the day, like we're not playing. So like I
Sure.
can't feel comfortable being like, hey, we're gonna take 30% of your earnings that we didn't play for at all, you know?
Right.
So we don't take any tournament earnings. Anytime we host a tournament, which we do once a month, or once every 2 months, with Warzone. But we'll, they get free entry into the tournament, whatever the buy-in is. Typically, it's like a $25 per person buy-in,
Okay.
and then that's how we do it. But they'll get free entry into that, and then yeah, we'll also cover a couple tourneys a month, just depending on how many tourneys they want to be in.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So then they're covered. They got their money from their earnings. That's awesome. That's good
Yeah.
for it's good for them. But then for you guys, are you relying on like sponsorships and like funding for like income and stuff?
Yeah, so for us at this point, exposure is way more important than any monetary value that we could take from our creators, right? So like if we have, and this is so specific, so if we take like two of our guys go to win the giant Warzone tourney that Activision's hosting, right? Like
Yeah.
just them getting that far and people going to their Twitch, people going to the Twitter and seeing souls is worth way more than like taking $20 from their earnings, you know?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's what we do now. We don't do anything specific. We just have it that like MSG will be the umbrella that kind of covers everything else. So we
Mm-hmm.
use MSG as the main piece of funding that'll fund, everything else that's under that umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Cool, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what comes through. Is there a tournament coming up for the Souls team?
Yes. So there's going to be a tournament like first thing next year, in January. I guess this is not leaking, but like we haven't announced it yet. But there's going to be a
Nice.
tournament in January for Warzone 2. We're just kind of
Okay.
waiting for like all the server issues to die down. There's like a big cheater issue right now that's going on. So we're letting that happen so we don't have
Yeah,
to deal
yeah.
with it. And then first thing 2023, we're gonna have a big tourney.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there other like Activision, like when is the major like Activision tournaments or major, I don't know,
Yeah. So
competitive
like
tournaments? Is that like once a year type thing or how does that work?
yeah, I mean they'll have like the World Series of Warzone once a year,
Okay.
which they had a couple months ago, which a couple of our guys were in, which is pretty cool. And that's where like you'll get in with like Scump and like all these pros, and then also like Aiden and all these people that play Warzone professionally, like the big streamers. But then like each team, like each CDL team, COD team has their own tournaments, which they don't
Okay.
really have like on any regular cadence. They kind of just announce it, and
Okay.
they'll have those big ones. So those will be like 10, 15, 20K. The World Series of Warzone was like 100K, 300K for the winnings.
Wow.
Um,
For the
and
winner,
then
like number one who comes out.
yeah, so like there's like a solos one where you win 100K, and there's like
Okay.
I think a trios one where it was like 100K per, or like
Oh my
25K
God.
per, or something like big numbers, big
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah. Huge. That's
But
huge
yeah,
for sure.
those teams will have their own as well. But those are no regular cadence. They'll just
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
hey, we're doing it this month, and then
Yeah,
they'll just
so
release it.
you keep an eye on all those so you guys make sure you're joining every tournament you can for exposure.
Yeah, I mean those are pretty selective. They're like invite only, but our guys are pretty far up there in ranks in terms of like they'll usually get the invite anyway.
Okay.
So like that's the one big thing is as a team we don't really have to do anything to get our guys into tourneys. It's just kind of like
Okay.
a invite system, but they're all kind of in that space. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So when you're looking for these guys, are you already looking for people that are in those higher ranks that are already on the pro side, haven't been signed yet type of thing?
Mhm.
Is there ever anyone that like, is not quite there yet and needs coaching, but you see something in them?
Mhm.
Like what's your vibe? Like how do you go about that?
Yeah, so for Soul specifically, it would be people that are already kind of in the space. So like at this point, it's literally friends of friends. So like friends of the people that are already on our team,
Okay.
because we're like I guess the new kid on the block in the Warzone space.
Sure.
So it's kind of like our people now are like, yo, they're kind of being the recruiters. We also have a couple of recruiters that kind of just look around the Warzone space and be like, hey, that kid's really good. It's not on a team yet. You should talk to him. So we'll bring
Okay.
him on, and then in that case, like for the Souls side, we don't really look for like you need to have your social media build, you need to have a big Twitch thing. It's kind of more like how good are you at the game and can
Right.
you compete in these tournaments, right?
Sure.
For MSG side, I don't mind. On MSG side, if I see someone really, really good at the game, and I think they're super entertaining, and we see potential in like growing their account, we'll bring them on. A
Yeah.
great example is like King Crimson, who plays Apex.
Okay.
We signed him about a year ago now. I think in a month it'll be 1 year. But like he's probably the best Apex player I think I've ever seen live.
Oh,
And also he was at the time he was super consistent with posting and everything. But
okay.
like over this year, we've just seen him grow so much on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. But like he's an example of someone that we picked up pretty early on.
Nice. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you, like, do you have you been noticing like a lot of growth for these content creators? And like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious, like, on the growth of the name of Mindset Gaming. Have obviously, because you signed so many people and all of these creators have their own communities and stuff like that, that the name of Mindset Gaming is growing and people are starting to hear it more and more, and Souls, of course, now with the competitive stuff. I don't know how much you dive into it, or even if it's possible, but like, how much of an impact do you feel that your team has provided for these creators, like your editors, your designers and stuff, how like that growth, like, I want to know a little bit more about that.
Sure. And like anytime, even when I'm giving like the kind of like the speech to any potential recruits, I always bring up Lynn specifically, just because we signed her when it was basically we didn't even have a team. It was last August, and we saw her. She was like we rated out to her one time. She was like a decently sized, like 600-700 followers at the time, and we rated out, and she's like incredibly good vibes, always chilled with us. The next day, she rated back to us without even us asking. So like we literally just hit her up with like less followers than she had on Twitch herself. And I was like, hey, I have a team. I have a plan. Are you down or are you not down? And she was like, yeah, I'm down. It was like shocking. But like if you look at her stuff, right, like right now she has her own editor, but like everything she's put up to this point, we kind of edited for her. And tried to find a specific way that we can create content for her. We made like custom tourney posts and stuff. But like I will always say, 90% of these creator growth. So she's at like 3, maybe almost 4K now on Twitch. And then she's pretty big on everything else as well, averaging like 40-50 people. But like 90% of their growth is down to consistency. And like we could help you as much as you want, like even be like, hey, like let's try to get Twitter up this month, TikTok up this month, but like it'll come down to the person, right? So I would say 90% is them just being super consistent, just posting regardless of the views, streaming regardless of the views. But I'm happy if we can even help that little 10% with the content that they put out. So that's what we try to do.
Absolutely. Plus, just getting them working with the team and stuff like that, getting them, helping them out, however you can. But seeing that kind of growth, like you said with Lynn, that's amazing. And for you to be able to kind of like spot that talent, that's I don't know if everybody has that kind of talent, to be able to say like, okay, no, I see content here, I see entertainment here, I see this person doing well and being an entertainer, and I want to work with them and boost them up. I don't think it's an easy task, to kind of forecast and say what could be done.
Yeah, I mean, luckily with streaming and just like the social media space, we have the answers in front of us. You look at the top streamers, look at what they're doing, and like that's almost like a guideline of, hey, I'm not posting on YouTube, I'm not posting on Twitter, I'm not doing this, but they are. So like you kind of had like a little cheat sheet of things that we should be doing, but it's just like putting your little spin on it, like your own little spin.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, why make the mistakes yourself and try and learn it and figure it out when you got kind of everybody else that's already made the mistakes and you see what's successful, right? And doing what they're doing. Yeah. Man, that's cool. What kind of like talking about the streamers and the creators in this space, because I mentioned earlier, you have someone now that's playing in the NFL, right? So this person is probably doesn't have the time to be streaming, so they're solely a creator, or just repping the name while they're playing in Cincinnati. But like your streamers and stuff, what do they like? I don't know. I guess I want to know about their growth and about like their journeys and stuff. Like what do you find helps them the most? Like, yeah, talking about consistency and expanding their reach on socials with posting on where they're not, right? On the YouTubes and on the Twitters. What do you find is working the most for them? Is it more short form stuff like on TikTok? Or is it more of just exposure, like going to these types of events or tournaments or whatever? Or is it like actually producing longer form YouTube videos?
Yeah. So, I mean, it really, really does depend on the content creator and like what they want to focus on at the end of the day. But like, for example, AG, who's our player in the NFL, like we picked him up when he was at Vanderbilt in college. So he did play a
Okay.
lot of Call of Duty back then, and he just got his
Okay.
PC now, so he might be streaming now. But like for him,
Nice.
it's gonna be a podcast, right? Like he loves
Okay.
podcasts, he loves talking. So we're doing like a whole podcast setup with him. So that's going to be like his form of content, right?
Okay.
If you look at Lynn on her side, one thing that worked really, really well for her about early this year is like doing custom tournaments in Warzone. So like you
Okay.
could fill up a private lobby. It would just say like in her title, it just says custom lobby. People would come in, hey, can I join? And like they would join, follow her, and then they keep coming back, right? Like she only did it
Sure.
once a week too, like every Sunday.
Okay.
So for her, that was really good. And then King Crimson, who's our Apex guy, Apex has a huge community on TikTok, which I didn't know until we signed him.
Okay.
But like all of his TikToks do insanely well. So he grows specifically on TikTok. And then one of our editors, who's really talented, his name is Trick. He makes a bunch of like really intricate edits.
Okay.
And on YouTube Shorts, he's been having insane amounts of success, kind of
Nice.
just uploading shorts on that. And now he is actually thinking about streaming on YouTube just because his YouTube Shorts are doing that well.
Okay.
So I definitely think there's like overall, I think short form content is getting really far compared to like no one really wants to sit down and watch like a 15-20 minute YouTube gameplay anymore, right? Like
Sure.
back in
Yeah.
like Black Ops 2, Scump used to just play a game and upload it, and millions of people would watch it because he was just good, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work
When you're
anymore,
talking about the
unfortunately.
pros, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. So I think short form content is what I would focus on. I think
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is great. If you can hit that algorithm, I think YouTube Shorts are great. Even Instagram Reels, I think, are really good.
Okay.
It's just kind of finding what you like to do. At the end of the day, if you don't like doing it, you're
Yeah.
not gonna put in the work regardless, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
For
like what
sure.
you kind of want to do in that space.
Is there a platform or something that you guys are using that you find is kind of like is helping out, but is maybe underutilized by other people? Like, example, I don't know, Facebook or
Mhm.
MySpace or something. Is there something that you're out here using?
Yeah.
With your team.
Biggest MySpace org. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's one of the platforms that we use a lot is Loomly. It's called Loomly.
Okay.
And what it essentially does is gives you the ability to schedule out all your posts,
Okay.
right? So what we do is, and I think I mentioned this to you before, but we're a month ahead of like the stuff that we edit now is for January, like mid-January. That's the stuff we're
Okay.
editing right now, right? Because from now till January, I think 5th or 6th, everything's already scheduled on Loomly. So you
Cool.
just sign in with all your accounts,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you can just upload the file that you edit, and you could
Okay.
use one file for TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts realistically. And if you want to put it
Sure.
on Twitter, you could do that too, right?
Right.
So like you have 4
Whoa.
platforms that you could post on by making one post on Loomly. And then what it'll do is it'll just post all 4 on the day that you choose, the time that you choose. And at least that way, and it's going to sound like a broken record, but you're just super consistent.
Yeah.
That way people know that every Tuesday at 2 p.m. you're going to post no matter what. And like you can kind of stay on top of things by like getting ahead with your post. So it's not like we did this pretty early on in the org where I'd be like, okay, today what are we going to post? And we find a clip, we edit it, and then we put it up that day, right?
Oh boy.
Obviously
Yeah.
not possible. It's not possible to sustain. So now we're like
Yeah.
really, really far ahead of where we're posting, and I
Okay.
think that's like the play. And it's not, you don't even have to get the paid version. You can get the free one, or you
Okay.
could post on like 1 or 2. But at least that'll help you stay consistent on posting. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
For
that's
sure.
one of the best things that we use that is very underutilized, because I've talked to a lot of people, and most people tell me like they don't know what any automatic posting platform is.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of them out there.
Okay. And what, like, when you talk about having videos planned for, coming out for January, let's say,
Mm.
is this on the Mindset Gaming page, or is this on all of the creators' pages on your team? Like, what are you referring to? Does everybody have content that's going up on their pages for the next
Right.
30 days?
So the way we do it is the MSG and Souls page have content for the next month that's
Okay.
already scheduled and going out. But the great thing is now that because we have those, and all those clips will 100% be of our players,
Right.
they'll have these clips early too, right? So we try to encourage all of our people to kind of get on a schedule of using it, and then like
Mm-hmm.
scheduling it out, and at least having like, okay, I'll post 2 a week, post whatever a week, just building out that consistency. And then you never know what kind of video hits, right? Like it could be like
Yeah.
an informative video with Warzone 2. I've seen those go kind of crazy where it's like, hey, this is the best class for your gun. You should use it. So it's like the setup in a little video. So like we've seen that do really well for our content creators.
Okay.
Or it could just be like a really funny video that like that does really well. But you'll never know unless it goes out, right? So we
Yeah.
always
Yeah, exactly.
we make it so like we just tell them, hey, keep posting things, seeing what sticks, what kind of doesn't, and once you find the thing that sticks, then you could just keep going.
Right.
So that's what we try to do. But like when I say we post scheduled, it's for the MSG page and the Souls page.
Okay.
Yeah.
How, like, is there some creators on part of the Mindset Gaming that are specifically like not gaming, but that are not like gameplay content creators, and that they're just like informative, like you said, like tips and tricks and guides, or like I don't know, funny type of stuff, and not just like gameplay and clips and highlights?
So as of right now, I guess the only one could be like AG because of the podcast. And he doesn't really game. But we're kind of doing that with a couple of content creators, because I've seen a lot of creators do this. You do it, I do it. Where like the first like 10 minutes of the stream, maybe you'll just like talk to stream and be like, hey, what's up? Like, what, how's it doing? Someone will bring something up, you talk about it. And like, I don't know if you kind of seen this. I've seen this trend happen, but like that form of short form podcast clips with captions on TikTok is huge right now, right? So we have a couple content creators that game, but like they also do that for pretty long at the beginning and the end of their stream. So we're kind of having clips made for them where they'll post those, and they'll start posting that more than kind of gameplay, just because that's almost like becoming the main part of their channel. So we have a couple of people transitioning to that, and I kind of like that too, because even when we bring our podcast back, like we'll put it up on YouTube, but the main form is going to be on TikTok and Shorts and Reels, where we'll post captioned out videos, short 30-second clips of like a sound bite, and then do that. So I definitely think like, and like it's crazy because my sister's a lot younger than me, so when I want to look something up, like say something happened, some big news happened, I go on Twitter and I type in whatever the news is, right? And then I'll look through tweets. So what I found out that the younger generation does is they'll go on TikTok, and they'll search up, new Warzone season, and then they'll go through TikToks of news that, right? And to me that was crazy, but then like it almost made more sense, because it's like tweets you still have to read out, or if it's a long thread you have to read the whole thread. TikTok's like, hey, news about new Warzone season, 30-second video, click, bam, you know everything about the new Warzone season.
True.
So like that's why I think it's kind of blowing up, but that's where we're kind of transitioning accessible. A lot of people to.
But going back to that kind of just chatting portion of the streams, I find it super important, because the whole point of streaming is to interact with the community. Like I think unless you are in the top percent, or like your team in Souls perception, like they need to be focusing the majority of their time gaming and playing, and getting better at the game and ranking up and improving their gameplay, right? But majority of streamers are there to engage and interact with their community and build that community, right? So it's not necessarily easy to do that, if you're not chatting with them and hanging out with them. Like, of course you could do that while you're gaming, but kind of having that dedicated session of let's just chat. I think that it's super important, and I think that it's something that's underused by a lot of streamers. And I think that
100%.
even if you have a small community at first, right, I think it's great even if you just do it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then as the community grows, you have more to talk about, more to chat about, and you can go into like a full hour of just chatting.
Yeah.
You didn't even start the stream yet, but people are there to kind of hang out with you, and it's kind of your dedicated time and space to ask questions to your favorite streamer, right? And say, like, let's catch up, what's going on, and this and that, and get to know them on a little bit more of a deeper level than just like, all right, let's go try and hit some trick shots in Valorant or something,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it goes a long way too with just connecting, right? Like kind of like you said, 2 a.m. Black Ops. That's the time you connected, man.
Lobbies.
That's
That's when the
that's
best conversations come out.
That's what I'm saying, So mixing in just being there to hang out and have that interaction, plus obviously talking with your chat, engaging with your chat while you're gaming or doing whatever it is your stream is, is important for sure. But I find that, I don't know, there's something special about having that time there. It's something I appreciate, because people come out and they give their time to come and hang out with me, as a streamer, and I appreciate that. And it's like, I want to know who these people are. I want to get to know them on a deeper level. I don't want to just know them by their username. I want to know like a little bit more, and I think that's important. And I appreciate their time, and it's like, I don't know. You're coming into the stream, you're part of the community, you're supporting and giving your time. It's like, I want to know you, I think it's important.
Yeah, it's much better knowing the people rather than just seeing a username and like, hey, what's up,
Yeah.
And now like imagine like taking that, like that's exactly what I'm saying though, like taking that great conversation that you only get with you and your stream, and you're probably not going to have otherwise, and putting it on other platforms so people see like, whoa, like that's a really good talking point, or like that's pretty funny, because I'm sure you've had moments too where you're like, that's the funniest conversation I think I've had this week. But like you see it on stream, and the people that see it on stream only see it, and then nobody ever sees it again, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to like show that part on other social media, because like even on like TikTok and stuff, if I see gameplay, like I could see gameplay from 30 different people, but like I wouldn't even know, right? But if I see like a clip of like a face talking to me, that's like, okay, now this is this person's, it gives an identity, which I think is super important when you're trying to do these things.
Absolutely. And at least mix it in with your gaming clip. So when I go to your TikTok profile and say, man, this person's funny, or that was whatever, that clip, I'm going to go and check them out and say, oh, they also do Warzone or League of Legends or whatever it is, I think a great example of that, and one of the most, successful streamers I have to say that I've seen in 2022 is Sweet Tails, who just blew up on TikTok. And I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 gaming clips of her, and she wasn't even gaming. I think she was in like the lobby screen, and she was just laughing, because something that happened, right? Yeah. So you're still getting that interaction of that conversation, not like, look at this crazy trick shot I hit, because it gets people in, and if you've seen Sweet Tails, or if you know her, she's always doing something silly or funny or joking and whatever it is, and it's like you get to connect a little bit more than just like, guys, look at this epic game play moment, right? And I think that goes a long way. So I think if people that are really into the gaming space, if they can find a way to tell a story or share a moment with the gameplay as well somehow, if they really want to stay on that gameplay path, I think you have to mesh those two things together to keep people in. There's a lot of creative people on TikTok, and I've been seeing a lot of cool stuff. I don't know if you've seen some stuff like this, but sometimes they just have the gameplay going and they're like telling a story, and it kind of reminds me of that Minecraft parkour videos.
You see that at the bottom while they're talking at the top.
So I think something along those lines could help the people out that are really like, no, I just have gaming clips. What am I going to share? I think that if you can talk about something or share whatever it is, because at the end of the day, streaming, you're providing a space for people to come hang out, but they want to come and kind of hang out with someone that they know and like and they trust, or that they're funny, or that they're relatable, right? Can't really
Yeah.
relate to you if you're just good at the game, because if you're just good at the game, then all I care about is watching pro gameplay, and I might as
you
well
just watch a pro.
watch the pros, right?
Yeah.
So like let's relate a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so like the Warzone guys, some of the Warzone guys have figured this out kind of, and it's really good. Where like it'll be like, let's say they get a squad right? Like the clip will play, but right before the clip plays, they'll be like, "You won't believe this squad wipe that I just got," and it'll just be like a simple sentence like that where they'll just talk, and then the
Yeah,
clip
yeah.
plays, and like it could be, and I saw someone do like a test on 2 accounts, right? So one of them they posted the straight gameplay. And then
Okay.
one of them, he posted him talking about that gameplay right before he talks. And it's the
Yeah.
same exact clip. One just has the intro. And after like a month, the one that had the intro, like that account was like thousands of followers larger than the one that was strictly gameplay and nothing else.
I
So
agree.
like
I agree.
it's just that even like those 2 seconds of like this is the person behind the gameplay
Yeah.
means like a lot, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. And I've seen it, and anyways, I won't say their name, but there was a streamer that I came across, and I was like, man, this is like high quality. Like you're putting in an extra 2 to 3 seconds of work. It's so
Yeah.
quick to just look into the camera and say, I can't believe I hit this trick shot. You're not gonna believe this, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you take those 2 seconds to line up the video, and it
Yeah.
goes a long way, because if you just show a gameplay clip, even if you just put the text on screen like I got an ace or I won the game, whatever, it's like, I don't know, you know, you got to kind of let the people know, let the viewers know what they're about to experience, you know, and that way they're like, okay, I'm excited. I'm in anticipation now to see what just happened. Like he told me that this was impossible and now he did it. Well, I need to see if this guy's for real or not. You know?
It's almost like the hook, like right before you watch it. Like I'm telling you what you're gonna see, but it's like the hook that'll get you. Otherwise, you're starting to watch a clip and you don't know what's gonna happen for the rest of the clip. You just keep swiping.
Yeah,
like 90% of the time.
I've said this. I don't know if I've said it on the streamcast before, but if you've ever seen like Romeo and Juliet, like a play, like a real life play, even in the book itself, I remember at the very beginning on the first page of the play, because Romeo and Juliet and all the Shakespeare stuff, it's meant to be a play, right? It's not a book.
Yeah.
It's like a screenwriting, right? The first page is meant for someone to come out on stage and speak to the people that are there watching, and he says the entire story. He says, here is a 2 star-crossed lovers. I remember star-crossed lovers. You know, there's 2 star-crossed lovers that blah 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 that end up you know, whatever, dying for their love. And he leaks, he reveals the whole thing. He spoils it. Spoiler alert, hello, that did not exist back then, you know? So he tells you everything. And then after that you're like, okay, do I need to even watch the whole rest of the play?
You just get up and leave right after that.
Yeah.
You're like, I've seen it.
Thanks. But, you know, this has been going on for however many hundreds of years and Shakespeare's, you know, content king almost back in the day, right? I mean, I don't know if Shakespeare and TikTok really correlate these days, but
I think he'd be huge on TikTok if you ask me.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why he did that, because it's like, here's the story, here's what happened, and you're about to witness it unfold. So let me show you. I think it kind of shows off a little bit of that hook, like you said, that anticipation of this is what you're about to see, you know. And it's like, okay, I know what I'm in for, right? It's like a trailer to a movie. Right? It's very hard for me to go watch a movie and not know what it's about. Like, I want to read the summary, I want to see the trailer a little bit. Okay, now I'm excited to go see what I know that there's going to be explosions or someone got, you know, taken, Liam Neeson, whatever, you know,
on the phone. You're like,
right. But it's like, okay, I know what ride I'm in for. Whereas when I'm just scrolling on TikTok and I'm not alone, right? If I don't know what to expect in the rest of this video, I'm out, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge, you know, tip for people out there that are doing the gameplay clips. Like you said, take 5 seconds and say, hey yo, it's Dapeach and I just hit the craziest headshot, you know, watch this type of thing. You know, I feel like it goes a long way.
I mean, I guess it breaks down to psychology. Like they'll say, like, you remember the first thing that you see and the last thing is the most out of any story, right? Like you remember the beginning and the end, and then everything in between kind of like mush, like you don't really remember. So I guess it's like in that, like everyone always breaks that down in different ways. So I guess this is TikTok's form or like social media's form of clips, you know, of like people are going to remember the beginning and at the end it's going to have follow me on whatever, right?
Right.
And the clip in the middle almost like is negligible at that point, because like, you know,
Yeah.
they'll remember the beginning though.
Yeah, for sure. I think it goes a long way to add a little bit more time into it, you know.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
find a
not
lot of the
even too
people?
much work.
Yeah, no. Do you find a lot of your the people on your team are doing this kind of stuff and going a little bit above and beyond, adding these kinds of, you know, flavor and spice and vibe to their clips?
Yeah, so like I mean, we kind of are gonna now start pushing it a little bit more, just because like we slowly. I mean, you're never gonna know what you're doing at the start, but we're kind of
Yeah.
slowly starting to see a trend in like I said, the short form podcast type thing, and then even the clips, like a little tiny intro. So like for example, it literally happened today where last night where one of our Souls players was like, "Hey, I'd had a really good end game where they killed like 6, 7 people in like 30 seconds, right?" And it's like a really really good clip. So he's like, yeah, can we put it together and then just like cut it up so it looks like a TikTok and it's good. So we made it, and then today we're like, hey, we need an intro though. So like we're getting an intro made, and then the clip. Normally we would just send the clip
Nice.
over, call it a day. But now we're doing a little intro, and we're starting to do that with the Souls people.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna move it over. Like I said, there's a couple MSG people that are doing like the just chatting part, and we're kind of moving that over.
Yeah.
And then we're doing that. We kind of always have noticed this to some extent, because I've always said that like IRL content does way better than our gameplay content. So
Mm.
like that's why we had like MSG events, because a lot of us are in New Jersey. So like we'll have like a lot of events where we'll go to like some event here, we'll record a video, take a bunch of pictures, and those always do much much better. When we went to TwitchCon, a big thing there is, yo, we're gonna record a bunch of videos. So we did like the tortilla slap challenge. We did that there. We did like blindfolded hide and seek, and like we did all these funny things. And like those videos just do much better than, hey, look at the gameplay from the people
Yeah.
that went to TwitchCon, right?
Yeah, makes
So like
sense.
we've always kind of been doing some form, and I recommend that people do it regardless. But even like little vlogs and stuff, like I think you've seen those like those aesthetic vlogs on TikTok
Yeah,
where someone's like making their bed, and it's like the most simple thing in the world. They'll be like making their bed, like
Yeah.
dressing up, brushing their teeth, driving, but like you just like to watch it. It's weird.
Yeah.
I can't even explain it because I like to watch it and I don't even know why, you know?
Yeah. It's
But
like a day in the life. I think it's something that we don't see, you know. It's
yeah,
like I know what my life is. I know what I do when I wake up and go to bed and all that stuff, but do other people actually exist, or are we in a simulation, you know?
I always think that when I'm on the highway and I see all these cars, I'm like, there's no way that all these people are real. They just can't be.
There's a word
Just
for
can't.
it, and I swear I need to get a tattoo of that word, because there's actually, this is something that's been bugging me for my whole life. I always get into these conversations and people are like, it's too deep, man. I can't get into
It's not 2 a.m. yet,
you
not
know?
now.
Yeah, exactly. But I always felt like, dude, what if, you know, like the Truman Show type stuff. If you ever
Yeah.
watched the Jim Carrey, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
are all these people real? Like, what are they doing, you know? So there's a word for it. I'll get back to you guys, and I'll put it on the screen or something. But that, I don't know. It's just, I think that's what drives those views, is because it's like, I want to see what's behind the scenes. So if your team is you know, lining up the video saying a day in the life of a signed, you know, Call of Duty pro player, it's like, whoa, this guy's a pro player, he's signed, you know, he's part of an org. Like, what's the day in the life of him? And even if it's just, you know, getting up, brushing teeth, Call of Duty 10 hours, go to bed, it's like,
Yeah, people still want to see it.
Exactly. You know, is it 10 hours? Is it 4 hours? Does he work out? Does he eat well? Like, what is it, you know?
Yeah, we kind of did something like that with AG in his preseason, where it was a little less hectic as it is right now. It's a lot harder to get clips now.
Sure.
But like we did, like, hey, like you're in preseason, like just show me what a day in the life of a preseason NFL player is. I
Yeah.
bet you like not one, like probably 1% of people on this planet know what that's like.
Right.
You know. So like
Yeah.
I was like, hey, just record a bunch of clips. Doesn't even have to be anything. Just like we'll put them together, and then
Yeah.
like you could do like a voiceover at the end. So like we did that. It's like the only video on his TikTok, and it has like 4 or 5K just on TikTok, and it's the only thing he's ever posted. So like, you know, just
There
like
you
people
go.
really want to see like the day in the life of
Yeah,
just to see, you know, just to see what other people are doing.
definitely. I mean, my most successful video on TikTok was me getting ready for a stream, you know,
Yeah,
and it
I've
was,
seen that one too.
you know, and
Yeah.
I was just unboxing whatever, getting ready for stream, you know, and it just
Yeah.
took off. And it's like, this is not what I normally post.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not like this aesthetic vlog type of guy, but
Yeah.
it just went, you know. So I think letting people in behind the scenes, showing them who you are, being able to speak to them, and coming back to that just chatting portion of everybody's streams, it's so
Mhm.
important. It's so important, you know. I see a lot of streamers that just start their stream and boom, they're into the gameplay. Like, just take 10 minutes, show
Yeah.
something personal. You know, there's a streamer friend that I know, she always opens a new can of some drink. I don't even know what the drink is called. All I know is that every time she has a different flavor, and she's always like, this time I'm drinking lemon lime or cherry or whatever it is. And it's like, you know, that's cool because she's like letting you in. She loves this drink. Or today I'm drinking this flavored tea or this kind of beer or whatever it is, you know, like
Yeah.
you're a person behind the scenes, right? So let people in on that. People want to know that, right? You don't just hang
Yeah.
out with a friend because he's pro at the game. You hang out with a friend because they're a cool person, man, and you want to hang out. So all the people that are killing themselves saying, man, I gotta be better at the game to get more viewers. It's no,
Yeah.
you just gotta let yourself show, you know.
Yeah. Just got to put
And
yourself out there.
yeah, because that's what people want. They want to hang out with someone that also likes the same things you like, not necessarily because you're a pro at it, right? So I
Yeah.
think it goes a long way.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
mean, and
but
I kind of see it in like sports too, right? Where like a lot of these teams are now doing like game shows, like videos that are like not related to, let's say, the sport soccer. It's not even related to soccer, but they're doing like a truth or dare or like a best friends quiz between the two players. And like those
yeah,
videos are the most viewed ones on the channel. And like
yeah,
the training session is like 30th on the list of most viewed, because like
yeah,
people just want to see like what is my favorite player as a person, or like
exactly,
what are they doing. So like I think
exactly.
it's always been a thing, but like we just have been really bad at kind of putting up content. When I say we, I just mean like the gaming community as a whole, because the gaming
Yeah,
had such a bad like stigma behind it. Like people have just been really bad at kind of putting that out there until
yeah.
like recently.
I think also what might have contributed to it is that when videos go viral and they do really well, it's usually the gameplay clips. And
Yeah.
then you look at the person or the content creator behind it, and they're already large
Yeah.
and well known. But what you don't see is the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clips from behind, you know, from before all that,
Yeah.
that you didn't see. And it was that person opening up and being there and showing up and
Yeah.
providing the value or the relatability or whatever it is. You know, there's something else. It's not just like, oh, this guy does like crazy trick shots or lineups or whatever it is. You know, it's like, no, there's more to this person, right? We just didn't see it.
Yeah.
So then when it's like, well, that video went viral, I'm gonna repeat that and I'm gonna do what went viral for him, but it doesn't necessarily work like that, right? So I think maybe
Yeah.
that's what kind of mixes people up, you know.
Yeah, I see that too. I saw it in kind of a Nick Merck stream the other day where like people in chat will be like, remember that thing that happened like 2 months ago? And they're like referencing that. And I'm like, I didn't know I needed to watch like 3 seasons of Nick Merckx to find out what they're talking about. But
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
was laughing, everyone in chat's laughing, and I have not a clue what's going on. But like it was just something that like he put out a TikTok or something in it. And then I found out what happened because I was curious.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like it was like crazy that everyone in chat, and you know, he always has like 20, 30,000 people in chat, but like
Right.
90% of the people in there knew what it was, which is crazy because it was like an IRL thing that they brought back.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is, man. People wanna relate, you know. It's important. So good good tip to all the creators out there.
Yeah, just more
Um
more of your face.
yeah, and it's good to know that it's working for your team too, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And that you guys are putting more emphasis on it. Yeah, good stuff. I think it's good. What I want to just change gears and talk more about like you and kind of what it takes. Like what does it take to be like an org owner? You know, to run a successful org. Like I don't know. How would you describe or define yourself and what it takes to be where you are?
yeah.
Do what you're doing.
I would say number one thing, and it's like almost like I don't know, some people might even call this a flaw, but just like blind optimism of like, you know, like we'll do whatever it takes. And you know this because we put in hours like no other. But like, just put in the hours, whether one person sees it, 30 people see it, you know, whether like we're doing a lot of stuff now where it's like I'm working a lot of stuff behind the scenes that like people aren't going to see until next year, or there's no direct like not like viewer count that gets added, or it's just like a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. It's just like you just have to just blindly be optimistic and just be like, we're gonna make this work, and then do it. And the other thing is like just being organized and consistent, right? So like you can be blindly optimistic, but like if you're not putting in the work, like I just believe that hard work just does not fail, right? Like the truth is there. Like if you look at any successful person, every single person says the same thing, that they're like, yeah, we were just was working hours and hours for like 7 years before I even got 10 followers on my thing. Even Ninja says this perfectly. He was like, I was playing Halo tournaments for $100 for 4 years before I even had a viewer on Twitch. And he used to stream at that time on Justin.tv, which was before like pre-Twitch. He's like, I had no viewers, but I was a pro Halo player at the time. And he's like, I played for like, he traveled to like different states and like, you know, like while doing his part-time, and like he's like, I did that for like 5-6 years before I even had that 10 viewers consistent on Justin TV or whatever, right?
Jeez.
So it's it's just like that consistency that's just never going to fail you, you know? And like we do the monthly numbers on everything every month, and we've been doing it since August of last year. So like I would suggest doing that too, just like taking all the numbers and like almost giving yourself a percentage of growth, just because that's like the only thing that you're going to have that's going to show you that validation of like, hey, what I'm doing is working, right? You're gonna see that percent growth no matter what it is. But then like that's how you can, you know, so like staying organized with everything and just being blindly optimistic on like, hey, this is gonna work no matter what, and I'm gonna make sure that I can do whatever it takes to make it work, right? Like you might have to sacrifice a lot of the things at this time, but like it's just like how bad do you want it, you know? Like you just have to. That's you might not be able to go out every week, right? You might not be able to party like you want to, but like you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. And the sacrifice thing, for sure, big time. You know, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the hours, and if you're working a full-time job and starting a side hustle, whatever it is, it's you sacrifice something, right? There's always something you got to sacrifice. Either you don't pursue the side hustle, or you don't pursue the partying. You know,
I mean,
and you know, there was always there was this guy who had said, I can't remember, it was back in, I was in business school, and I think it was a teacher or something, and he said the 10 to 2 rule, you know, especially back when you're 20 years old, 25 years old, what are you doing from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m.? You're sitting around doing nothing, you know, and you're especially when you're 20 years old, you know, you're done your classes, you're done your homework. It's 10 o'clock at night. What are you doing? You're playing video games, you're watching TV, you're doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
From 10 to 2, I mean, it's excessive 10 to 2, like 2 o'clock in the morning, but at 20 years old, who wasn't up until 2 a.m., right? We were just talking about 2 a.m. Black Ops.
Yeah, that's what I'm
lobbies,
saying.
You know?
Everyone's up.
So from 10 to 2, that's how many hours is that? 4 hours, right? Yeah. 4 hours every night that you could be putting toward a side hustle, or half of those hours, or half of the week that you're putting in, you know, 10 to 15 hours a week towards something, right? And working towards that. Yeah, I think it's important. And I think one thing that I would add to that, that I would say that's kind of helped me is, I think the blind optimism, you have to, it's kind of like you believe in yourself so much that it's nothing stopping you, right?
Yeah.
And then being organized, definitely, because you lose it. You just lose yourself. Like, what the heck am I doing?
So many things going on that you're like, dude, I can't do. Like, it's like overwhelming, right? Like, you don't want to do that.
Exactly. I think the thing that helps drive, though, all of that, for me anyways, is having a goal. And you have to have some sort of goal to work towards, because otherwise it's, well, how do I know if it's successful? How do I know if what I'm doing is working, right? Like for you, like you said, you look every month at the numbers and you look at growth percentages, right? Okay, what is good growth? What are we working towards? You know, we want to grow 5%, 10%, whatever it is. And you want to hit this many viewers, or you want to hit this much income, right? Like, without that goal in mind, you kind of could lose sight very easily, in my opinion, on what you're doing, and just go into the grind and kind of almost lose lose yourself in that, I've noticed that in myself with projects and things like that, and even with streaming, it's just like go show up and just keep doing it, but without a goal in mind, it's like you can easily get lost in what value am I giving, what am I doing this for,
Yeah.
and I think having that goal, and I think there's two goals that you should have, is a big one, like the high end goal, like
Yeah.
I want to be the very best that no one ever was, right? Pokemon
I want to be the Michael
reference.
Jordan.
Yeah, like you want to be, what do you want to be? You want to be a movie director, you want to be, whatever it is, right? You want to be the number one gaming YouTuber of that specific game. Okay, like great goal, but you can't do that. And I was listening to a podcast, and they were saying the goal and the steps to get to that goal are not always the same, like I can't be a number one YouTuber today. I don't have the numbers, I don't have the things, or I can't
Right.
become I can't build a house. Like my goal is to build I can't build a house, but what do I need? What do I need? I need to learn how to build a house. I need the materials. I need the money. I need the workers, right? To put all that together, and kind of like the skills, right? So I think having that main goal of the long-term goal and then your short-term goals, right? Like, okay, this month, my focus is to put out 2 YouTube videos, right? Let's talk streamer stuff instead of, Michael Jordan and building houses, because this is for streamers, right? But this month I want to put out 2 YouTube videos, right? But the goal is I want to become known in the space, right? I want to be the authority in making whatever it is. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon on stream, so let's say it's become the the authority in Pokemon videos, in Pokemon content, right? Whatever it is, your space, right? I think having those goals helps you, because you're working towards something, and then every day, every week, every month, you are able to put in place and say, I hit those goals, or I didn't hit those goals, that lead me to the final goal, right?
Yeah. And like, I do preach consistency, which I think it's important, but also like if you're consistently doing something, let's say you do something for 3-4 months, let's say it's uploading videos, right? And you upload the same content for 3-4-5 months and it's not working. I also don't think, hey, let's just keep doing it and then hope that it
Right.
works, right? Like
For sure.
that's not consistency, in terms of like, you need to be able to be consistently doing what works, right? So like once you find what works, you can consistently do it. But like, I also think that like you need to find what works for you, in terms of, okay, my just chatting part of my stream, when I put those videos up, they do incredible, right? Or like my YouTube shorts do ridiculously well, right? So like being consistent on what works, and it takes a super long time to find that, unless you're like, obviously people are just lucky sometimes and it happens, which is great. Fantastic if you can find that really quickly, but a lot of people take a little bit of time to find like, oh, this is what makes my content great, or like my stream great. But then once you find it, just kind of doubling down on, tripling down on it almost, and like, this is what we're doing, right?
It's almost consistently learning, it's not just consistently posting and showing up, but consistently learning. And I think that might be a big piece that people are missing out on. It's post your first YouTube video without knowing anything about YouTube, go ahead, but then in your free time, take some time next week to watch a video or two on how to improve your YouTube video, how to improve your thumbnail, what should I be doing to make these videos better, right? Don't spend 2 years watching these YouTube videos and you never put anything out. Start today and learn as you go, right? Consistently learning and consistently growing otherwise.
I always think that like putting out a lot of content and just seeing what works best and then doing it is a lot better than, I'm going to make one of the best videos on this month and only doing that one video, and then you find out that it doesn't work, and then you're like, wait, what was wrong? But there's like no trial and error, right? Like you didn't get to see what works, see what doesn't, what was worth doing, what's not worth spending time on. Like you never get to kind of notice it. So it's kind of like just grinding it out until you see what you're doing wrong, see what you're doing right, and kind of finding the in between of that, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I have one more, if not two more questions for you. But
Sure.
before we get to that, I just want to open up the questions for the chat. I think I would love to see some questions coming in for me or for Raj. And you guys can type those up and I'll ask Raj my final couple of questions. But Q&A is open to you guys to, or just if you just want to leave a comment, leave feedback, leave some love, that's all good too. But now's your chance to ask us if you guys have any questions. For me, I want to know, what's something that you didn't expect to kind of take away from this whole journey of Mindset Gaming and the whole org, and even transitioning from solely esports and gaming to this media organization.
Right. So, I mean, when you immediately said that, it's kind of like a two-part thing. One is like an actual answer about like what I learned, but like the main thing for me is kind of just finding people that like all believe in the org and like the idea, and we equally believe in them as well. There's not one person on my team that I don't think can be famous and big on streaming and stuff like that. But like just finding that group and just knowing how like inspiring it could be that these people believe in like something that was you were doing in your basement like a year ago,
Yeah.
But now they're like, yo, this is awesome, like I believe in the team, this team's gonna be, and it's just like that part of it is so huge, because like people always ask me, they're like would you ever stop? And I was like, at this point I just can't, just because of the amount of people that are like have put in hours. Like all our editors have put in thousands of maybe not thousands, but hundreds of hours into editing videos. Our designers have put hundreds of hours into making designs. Our streamers have put so many hours into flying out to TwitchCon, like doing game nights with us, doing all this kind of stuff. It's just like, it's hard to like walk away from that and be like, oh, I guess it didn't work,
Yeah.
So like that's the first thing I learned, is that I didn't think I could find, like I didn't think the people in the org, like I knew we would be close, but I didn't think it would be as close as everyone is now. Like I just didn't know it would be that inspiring from them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I guess you could say on the technical side, one thing I just didn't learn is how much there is to do, because like it's just, and that's why Trello was the organizing thing at first, but like it comes into like, something as simple as like what's the legal side of it, like how do you stay, do you have to do taxes, profit and losses, like how do you do all that kind of stuff, right? Because we never see that side. But like like what do you do with that, like what do you do with the contracts, how do you recruit people when you get into sponsorships, like what do they ask for, like what kind of analytics do they want, what the business plan look like. So more than the content side, which we're good at, it's kind of the behind the scenes business side that I like didn't know was that extensive. Or even something as simple like when we were setting up our website, how do you get a domain, how do you connect that domain to your own personal domain, how do you put stuff on the website, and how do you sell it, and what's the tax work like on the merch, and it's just like, dude, like it's just never ending. So I would say technical side that, but like the main thing is just like I didn't think I'd find so many people that believed in this and they would rep it like like our guys do now, which I'm grateful, and that's why I don't think I could stop.
Yeah, for sure. It's it's a beautiful thing that like you've created, and the way that you explain it, like you have this family here that are supporting each other, and it's just this good vibe of people that just mesh well. It's a beautiful thing, and I don't think I don't know, but I don't think that a lot of successful organizations are successful without that. Like you 100%. Need that. That's amazing. Are the people that you sign, are they considered employees like in the back end for like tax purposes or whatever?
I mean, yeah, so like they technically, but like it's a little bit weird because there's no like direct salary involved, I guess. So it's not an employee per se, but they're still contracted to the org, so it's like a member of the company, I guess you could say. So like it definitely does come up.
That must be a headache, all the taxes and learning all that stuff.
That's the worst part. It was the worst. Easily, it's not even. I like doing the content. That's the easy part. The back end stuff really is in a blender. I thought I was going through like law school. I was like, what's going on here?
That's when you pay the pros,
Yeah.
Just like, all right, I'll pay for this, guys. That's when you call the team and you say, guys, look, I don't understand any of these taxes. I never asked you for nothing. Everybody send me $10 so I can pay this guy.
We'll figure it out. We just don't know how.
Oh man. Yeah, I know it's tough. Even with streaming and stuff and learning all the taxes behind it all, and you know, realizing that like it's a business venture, even though you're just, you know, even for the people that are just doing it for fun, you're still, if you go and become an affiliate and you start getting tips, donations, subs, cheers, whatever it is, or you don't have to be an affiliate to get donations, right? But that money is income, and you gotta declare that. You gotta declare that money. You know, it doesn't matter how much it is. So, it's a learning curve for sure. And talking about like learning, what is like one thing that you would do differently if you were to start all over again, the org?
Oh, that's a crazy question, because I have this belief that like everything happens for a reason. So like I like to believe that everything, the way it happened up to this point, happened for a reason, and like that's why we are where we are. So I'm almost scared that if I go back and I change, like, hey, instead of doing this, let's just get editors straight up first, and then start creating content. That stuff works out differently. So it's almost like I don't know.
That like destiny, fate.
Kind of. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like I think you know, we've seen it happen too. Like we couldn't focus on one thing before, so we started doing merch. I was like, you know what? Let's just make t-shirts. And then that kind of spiraled into, oh, let's make jerseys. And then now we do like merch drops all the time, which is like, wow, that would have never crossed our minds if that one thing didn't happen initially, right? So like, it's just like, I don't know, it's tough. But I would just say like, again, better organization of the whole thing, kind of just like making sure that I keep track of everything from the start. I think that wouldn't change anything in the timeline per se, but just keep me better organized.
I mean, especially at your scale, right? You're not just one creator, right? You're 24, you said. So it's that's huge. You know, if you're just one creator managing your own Twitter, your own TikTok and stuff like that, like, you need to be organized. Like I have my Trello boards and all that, but having a whole team, a whole squad, you have employees, you have all this stuff to manage and take care of, and funding and all that. It's it only makes sense, right? It only makes sense. But like, if there was something that you could go back, not go back, but if you were, I don't know, let's say there was someone coming to you that wanted to start their own org, you know, like what's something that you would say, like, if I had done this, or if I had known how to do this better, it would have set me up better, you know, like what's really something that, I don't know, if anything besides, you know, staying organized.
One thing I'm trying to think of, like all the different things that we've done up to this point and seeing like which one's stuck. Probably I think, okay, one thing that really sticks out is the scheduling the videos out. I think that way, like you'll always consistently put out content. You'll also almost like always keep grinding so that you never get caught up to like today, you know, like you always keep putting out content. And like when you schedule something, it almost like is like a self check of like, am I putting out enough content? Am I making enough content? You know, stuff like that. I would definitely stop. Like initially I started streaming 6 hours a day, which was, if I just cut that in half and I started making content instead, that would have been much better. Right. Like I think I would have grown a lot more. So probably that, like just focus on content more than actually streaming. Streaming's important. I think you went through that phase too, where like, yo, streaming's nice, but as soon as you cut it down and you're like, let me focus on other things, I was like, wow, this is really good. Like this helped me way more than just me streaming 6-7 hours a day. So I would say streaming less, but not only streaming less, like scheduling everything out so that you're always putting out content consistently on all platforms.
Definitely. I like that. I think it's important. It's something that I do. I don't use an application like you do, but definitely with YouTube Shorts and, you know, with TikTok, I just upload it, have it ready in the drafts, and then things are ready to go. And, you know, you have your process, you find your way, and then it just helps. You know, you see what's coming. And what I like about the YouTube, and I'm sure like what you use with Loomly, like you could see, okay, I got videos ready to go until December, January, like that means if I don't make anything from then until now, like I'm stuck. So I gotta make what I gotta make, right? It just helps you visually. Whereas when you're just like, I don't know. I need to make some stuff. You don't post every day or whatever your
Yeah.
schedule is, right? You kind of lose out on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge. Um, we got a question in chat from Nonsense Socks, who asks, how can a content creator go about joining MSG? What's the application process look like? Yeah, do you have an application process? Can somebody join
Right.
MSG, or are you going, is it by invite only type of thing from you?
So at this point, we're like, in the beginning, it was kind of just like, hey, we're trying to reach out to everybody and see who comes. Now it's kind of like we know we want specifically, right?
Okay.
But I'll always say that like doesn't matter the size if you believe in the org and like you're 1,000% in and like down with the whole idea of mindset and stuff like that. Like someone like that will be worth way more than someone who has 10,000 followers but just joining just to join, you know.
Right.
So like we always have recruiters that are open at any time. You know, both of our recruiters can get like you can DM them and then they'll reach out. We have like a whole board of just like people that reached out, people that we're looking for, whole process of that we kind of go through. And then it goes through that. So like I'll never say no to anyone right off the bat, you know, just because like
Yeah.
why would I limit myself to something like that?
Right.
Because it could be a situation where we find someone that's like super talented, but like they just don't have a PC, so they don't stream, or like, you know, 1,000 different things, don't have time, work 2 jobs, whatever.
Right.
So I would definitely say that it's always open, but like we kind of have a process that goes through our recruiters.
Yeah. What, like, at what point though do you ever get like feel like that the team is kind of maxed out? Like you only have a couple of editors and a couple of designers, right? Like
Yeah.
there's only so much content these guys could produce until they got content coming out of their ears, you know? So
Yeah.
is there like a number there, or when you say, okay, once we hit 30 creators, we get another editor, and 40 creators, we get another, like it's, one editor for every 2-3 guys? Like how does it work?
So we play it very by ear, and this is the other reason why I'm so glad that like all of our designers, we have a Discord, all of our editors have a Discord, all our players have a separate Discord. So, like we all are talking every single day, multiple times a day. So like we have a pretty good pulse on if we need edits. Like, are these people overwhelmed? Is it too many? Is it not enough? Anything like
Okay.
that. So like once we get to the point where we have a lot of requests coming in and they're not moving quick enough because we could see it through the Trello. Like we have like an exact visual on how many edits do need to be made, how many edits are in progress, how many edits are done, right? And it goes by week. So like as soon as we see that that's getting a little bit slow, just
Mm-hmm.
because there's just too many requests coming in, then we'll be like, okay, let's get a couple people, let's get a couple more editors, a couple more designers, something like that. So it's
Okay.
pretty day to day. I don't have like any specific number like 30 or something, Um,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
was
like
just
pretty
curious
day to
of
day.
Yeah, I was just curious how it, like, if it, overflows you guys and overwhelms, the guys working behind the scenes to make these edits.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool. Because in case that like kind of blocks the application process, like, hey, sorry,
yeah.
we can't really bring you on because we can't really provide the resources that we want to be providing at this time. So that type of. I was wondering if there was like a block like that.
Yeah, so it kind of came up before Souls. Before we came out with Souls, we wanted to do Souls with one of our players, and the biggest thing was I'm not going to promise because we're trying to bring on 4 or 5 people with Souls, right? So I was like, I can't promise that every single one will have their edits made within the week or something like that, which is not what we want to do. Like we want to be able to provide that, right? So until we get another editor, we're not even going to work on Souls related stuff. So then we
Okay.
got 2 editors, and I was like, okay, now we have the facility to be able to handle 4 or 5 more people because we're gonna
Yeah.
have 2 more people editing.
Right.
And then once we got that editor, and it was like by chance, we just found someone on TikTok. It was funny. This is why TikTok is so good. Our editor we found on TikTok, and he makes
Okay.
ridiculously good edits. And I was like, this is crazy. So I just DM'd, I like commented with the org account on his TikTok saying, hey, we love your stuff. We would love for you to, edit some stuff for us. And then he DM'd us on TikTok, and then we kind of talked. I had a call with him. We walked through everything, and he's been with us for months now.
Wow.
So like it just kind of, it was by chance that we found him, and I really like his stuff, and he's like really good edits and he just started out editing, which is crazy because his
Wow.
stuff is crazy. But that's how we found him, and that's how it kind of matched up with us wanting to do Souls.
That's
So
cool.
like it kind of was a situation almost for a second, but it just worked out.
The power of TikTok, man. The kind of people you
Incredible.
can meet on there is I met so many amazing people through TikTok that
Yeah.
and to think that I was hesitant, to join TikTok at first
Yeah. Yeah.
and all that. And for me, if I were to do one thing sooner was if I could go back in time, I would have started TikTok before I even started streaming.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people first start on TikTok now, and they'll be like, okay, now we'll go to whatever
Yeah,
else that they need to go to.
exactly. Yeah,
It's pretty
cool.
cool.
Thanks for that question, Socks. We got a question in chat from Cool Panda who asked, do you gain inspiration from other big organizations? And if so, which ones inspire you the most?
Yeah, that's a great question because there's two very specific ones. So one is Hex, who started Optic Gaming, which is
Okay.
now like merged with NRG. So like now they're doing thing. And the other one was through Optic was Nate Shot. So like Nate Shot was one of my favorite players with Scump. He left Optic and then started his own org, 100 Thieves. And just
Right.
like I think the power of gaming is crazy because like these gaming companies now are media companies. They're not even focused on gaming, right? And like gaming companies make better content than 90% of companies out there, which is nuts.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
people are finally realizing the power of streaming and content through TikTok through these gaming orgs. So
Yeah.
like the way those two guys do things is how I try to model our org too. Like don't be only focusing on one thing, be good at several different things. One of them will do really well for you, but like you'll never know unless you do all these different things.
Yeah.
100 Thieves is kind of like a pioneer in terms of they bought a keyboard company. They do merch. They have like singers and artists and stuff like that that make content with them. So they're really early with that. Optic was a pioneer in the beginning where no one was making Call of Duty content, and rarely any teams in the CDL now make Call of Duty content, but they're the only ones and they're the biggest ones, right? So like it kind of works out. Also, like if I did this one time, you go down to the Optic account, like their main Optic gaming account, you scroll all the way to the bottom. First video is Hex putting in his little TV, and it's just him recording gameplay on his TV
Oh
and doing
my
like a little
God.
cut com, and like that's the first video.
Wow.
So like I just use that as like inspiration for like those two guys. Even my Twitter, like first thing you see on my profile is Hex. And then like I guess like even not gaming inspired is just Kobe. I'm not sure if you're a big Kobe, but everything Kobe Bryant did from work ethic to like just how he operated to me is like the greatest thing ever. So in gaming would be Hex and Nade Shot. It overall in life is Kobe. So
Yeah.
like I think those kind of really shaped the way I was as a person
Yeah.
and how we do
I
things.
That's amazing, man. I feel like that I wanted to touch on the part that you said where these orgs are creating better content
Yeah.
than most of the people out there. And I feel like the way that we're going with content, with short form, with long form, even, it's like these companies need to get on board with the content creation.
100%.
And you see that these content creators are starting businesses, successful businesses, and it's all content first.
Yep.
Like just like Nate Shot, who started 100 Thieves, like very successful, right? And hundreds of other creators. I mean, one of the biggest YouTubers, Jacksepticeye, if I'm not mistaken, he launched his own coffee company. I believe it was coffee.
Yeah.
Or beer. No, I think it was coffee. And it's like, what? What does that have to do? And it's successful, and it's because these guys are creators and they know how to create and promote and market, It was coffee. So, it's like these companies that want to get out there, they're starting to see the power and the value in creating this stuff because like the conventional advertising and marketing I don't think it works anymore. It doesn't exist. Like nobody looks at billboards because everybody's working from home.
Yeah.
There's
Like
no
so many people
radio.
don't have cable anymore. Like, like I don't have
Exactly.
cable in my house. Like
Yeah,
you don't watch
same
TV,
here. It's Amazon Prime and Netflix and all that.
Yeah.
So and TikTok, right, and all the
Yeah.
ads through there. So I think that successful companies need to be on the content creation scene, and I think that's where they're seeing a lot of success. And I think that's why you can have a streamer or content creator that's just starting their career, just exactly like you did with your editor that you found on TikTok, who was just at the beginning of his career. Now he literally has a job editing and doing what he loves because he's great at it, right? So you can have 0 followers. And I've said this before, you can have 0 followers, and other people have said this before too, but I don't want to take the credit for it, but you can have 0 followers and 0 anything, and you could be working with companies and brands, making videos for them, making content for them, because they just don't have the capacity to do it themselves, right? Like if you have 100%. A beautiful gaming space because you just love to spend money on a nice desk and a nice setup and you know, a nice PC and all that stuff, you could work with keyboard and mice companies because wow, you got a beautiful setup to film content on, right? And people are willing to pay for that, and you don't have to have any followers, right? So you can be financially successful. You know, is it easy? Probably not. But is it possible? Definitely. You know, definitely.
A perfect example I love to bring up, and it just happened recently. His name is Low. Loughh. So he started like, and I remember his like first couple TikTok, he started like quarantine 2020. So he was like, I asked my parents for like the best equipment. So like his equipment before he started putting any TikTok or stream out was probably like a $3,000-$4,000 setup, right? And granted, not everyone could do that, but like his parents luckily were like, well, you know, we'll support it, whatever, it's quarantine. And then he started making these aesthetic videos about setups and like doing all that kind of stuff before he even started streaming, right? And then it blew up. And then he started streaming. And he said from the beginning, he's like, I love 100 Thieves. I want to be at 100 Thieves. Like, that's a goal. So like everything he kind of geared towards joining 100 Thieves. And last week they just announced that like he's literally part of 100 Thieves.
No way.
So, like
nice.
Just things like that. Like he had no followers, had like a crazy setup, and was like, I'm just going to not even going to show gameplay. I'm just going to show videos of my setup. And like, I remember the comments back in the day, people used to make fun of this guy. Like there was no tomorrow, you know, like, why would you buy a $5,000 setup, have 2 followers? Like congrats, you're never going to get anywhere, this, that, and the other. And like, now he's part of 100 Thieves because he was like, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. But it was kind of that where like, he would start working with like keyboard companies and different mouse companies. And he, you know, that's how the first sponsors came in, but something similar like that, you know, where he was just like started from literally nothing and kind of just created his own way.
Absolutely.
Almost like manufactured his way into 100 Thieves, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? To people who are out there saying, man, I don't have the parents, or I don't have the money, or I don't have the backing for $5,000 to just blow on like my setup before I can start working. Like, you don't need that, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
You can work with what you have. I mean, look, granted, if your stuff is from, the trash, literally, you know, maybe you're not going to want to film videos with that. I get that. But if you have like budget stuff, if you have stuff that just works and it's good for you and it's nice looking and you've taken care of it and it's clean, you can film a video and send that to companies like a keyboard company and say, look, this is what I could do for you. Send me your keyboard and I'll do it for your keyboard. You don't need to have the nicest keyboard to then, you don't have to buy the company. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to buy the company's keyboard and then be like, let's become a partner. I already paid my way in. Like, you don't need to do that, right? These guys are willing to send out whatever it is, some gear, so that you can film the content with it, right? Like if you go out there and try and hire an actor, right? A writer, an editor, like all of that stuff, the photographer, like, dude, you're at what, $1,000 minimum, right? Just to get that 30 second to a minute video minimum. And if they just send you a couple $100 of gear, I mean, they just saved how much money, right? And now they have some content to share. So and they'll send it, like, you got to send it back too, so that it's like a rental, and they get a free ad out of it. So it's like, you could, or sometimes they give it to you to keep. You know, sometimes they give it to you to keep. So you could even do the rental way, which I've seen some people do, and I worked with someone in the tech space who literally does reviews on like high end gear, like we're talking $1,000 headphones, $1,000 microphones, cell phones, all that stuff. It's like, what is the guy going to do with $2,000 cell phones every week? He sends them back, after he films a nice video and reviews it and puts it up on YouTube, So that's not that's one thing, right? But if it's a company that wants to review their chair or their mouse and keyboard, I mean, to them, it's peanuts compared to the value they'll get back, right? So Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to the last question here. Are you good for time for one last question?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Good.
cool. Thank you for that. Led into a great discussion there, Panda. Thank you. Nonsense Socks asks, are there any specific content creators you'd love to have on your team, like superstar streamers in mind? Good question.
So I mean, in terms of like superstar streamers, it's very difficult to convince someone that's got tens of thousands of followers to be like, hey, we have an org that has like 700 on Twitter, you should join us, right? So that nothing specific in terms of names. One thing we do want, and I think we could do really, really well for, because like we have a bunch of ideas and we're looking for a community to kind of test it on almost. It's like a large partner streamer where we could take their community and just like we'll just put out a lot of videos on their stuff, right? Like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and just see if we actually like we know that we can like the mindset account right now is at like 1,300 followers or something, and we
Okay.
grew that from 0. Now what if we had an account that already has 200,000 followers, right? And every video you put out will get feedback, will get views, right? Like
Right.
what can we do to mess around with that? So I think it doesn't even have to be a partner streamer. I think it's just a larger streamer in the aspect where they have a community that's like super responsive already. And we could take our ideas and trends and just start uploading on their page to see how it does. And to obviously grow their stuff, like a very personalized plan. So that's the next big goal. But like I wouldn't say we have like we want Scump, you know, like
Nick
like
Merckx.
nothing's Nick Merckx. I want him, you know, like nothing. I wouldn't say any specific names.
Yeah. Cool, man. I know that earlier you said that, you know, you're going all the way and this is not something that you want to stop.
Yeah.
What's coming up soon for Mindset Gaming? I know you have a merch line. There's new merch coming soon. That people can check out your merch. What kind of merch you sell and offer?
I mean, for now we have we've done three drops, I think, up to this point.
Okay.
We have hoodies. We leak time. We're not leaking anything, but we have hoodies. We have we did shorts for the first time in the summer, which is pretty cool. We never did like a matching set of clothing. But we had a shirt and we have shorts. One thing I will say is like we have something coming in at the end of this year, maybe even early next year. But like the thing we're really gonna focus on is like just things that are like little things, right? Like lanyards and like stickers and like just like little stuff that's like not like a $70 hoodie or a $60 hoodie, right?
iPhone case.
iPhone case, like keychains, things like that. We're really gonna focus on next year. I think slides would be pretty cool. Like I don't know how big. Do you wear slides?
What's a slide?
Like like the Adidas
like
slides.
For my kids in the backyard.
Yeah, so like stuff like that. So like you know,
like a swing set.
No, not those kind of. I don't even know. We just call them slides. I don't even know what they are.
Is it called. Like the thing on your arm when you're gaming?
No, it's like a flip flop on your foot, but it's like one big piece.
I don't even know. Flip flops, slippers.
Yeah, slippers, kind of like slippers. Yeah, so like stuff like that, like little things, you know.
I thought it was like the the arm. They're like it's like that material that's super shiny, super slippery, like track pants almost. And you like pro gamers. Well, I don't know if pro gamers use it. You guys would know better. But like you have it so that when you're gaming with the mouse, it's like it's no friction.
You know,
I thought
maybe mouse pads. Who knows? Like I'm not like I said, I'm not gonna leak, but mouse pads. You know,
nice arm sleeve. Yeah, an arm sleeve.
But yeah, just things like that. I think that stuff is pretty cool. Couple car tags. You know, like putting your car.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. Cool. Just kind of focusing on stuff that's not strictly clothing, you know? I think merch. We think merch of like
clothes,
t-shirts and stuff, but like there's a lot that goes into it. Could be 1,000 different things.
And where do we go? MindSetGaming.com?
Yeah, MindSetGamingHQ.com. We couldn't get Mindset Gaming anywhere, but it's HQ everywhere. Yeah.
HQ. MindSetGamingHQ.com for your next merch drop. What else is up and coming that you could leak for us? No, don't leak anything, but what else are you excited about? Because I kind of want to end there because like you said, I brought it up that this ain't going anywhere. this is, you know, your baby, and you're going all the way with it. What are you looking forward to? What's exciting for you that's up and coming in for Mindset Gaming?
Yeah, I mean,
HQ.
this is not a leak because we already announced it, but like the big thing that I'm most excited about, even like editing and putting together content for, is AG's podcast. Just
Okay.
because he's going to be talking to a bunch of other NFL stars, we're going to be asking a bunch of questions.
Nice.
So I think that whole experience of like getting that interview, getting the footage, getting clips out for him, I think that situation is going to be awesome because we'll like trying to grow his podcast in the NFL, which is like, you know, that's a crazy goal because the NFL has a lot of fans. So like if we
Sure.
can, you know, if that catches on, then like we could have like one of the biggest podcasts in the NFL, which is like the craziest goal. But I think
Right.
I don't think there's a lot of people doing it. I know some players are doing it now. Like do you follow the NFL pretty heavily or?
Not heavily, no.
Okay.
Very
there's
little,
like,
if anything. I just the high level stuff.
okay, so like Travis Kelce and his brother have a podcast that they
Okay.
release a lot on TikTok, like clips all the time, which is like catching steam now. So I think that that whole podcast content creation wave is going through the NFL. NFL is actually pretty progressive with it. So we're gonna see if we can just build out one of the best podcasts in the NFL.
Nice.
And I think that's gonna be the most fun project. Couple things, but that's gonna be one of the most fun projects that we have already announced for 2023.
Cool. I love it. And where can we go to know and get updates? Your Twitter is the best place?
Yeah, Twitter is where we'll have all the news about everything that we do.
Okay.
Sometimes on stream, I might leak it, but don't believe him. I don't actually leak anything. It's like, you know what it is? It's like that dude that comes to the play and tells you what's happening. That's me. I'm the dude that like tells you what's going to happen. So, you know, kind of building the anticipation type.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. You got to build the anticipation, you know.
That's
you
what I'm
gotta,
saying.
You know, there's something to be said about leaking things. I know there's some people in the chat right now, you know, that one gets things leaked, but there's power in leaking. To be honest, you know, in my opinion, there's a lot of leaks that go out, especially in the video game world, that are leaked on purpose. You know,
Yeah,
like
I agree, 100%.
It just spurs so much like secrecy. Oh my god, this got leaked. I need to check it out. I want to go see it. Like Grand Theft Auto 6, like that got leaked recently, right? And was that really a leak or not? You know, it's just bringing hype. Like now, okay, it's real, it's coming. Like I'm excited for it, right? And even if you just see snippets or bits and pieces, I think it builds hype, and I think what people should take away from that, streamers and content creators alike, is that don't be shy to to share what you're working on. You know, for me, just because of the way I grew up and the people I grew up around and all that, I was very much a perfectionist, and I didn't want to release anything until it was perfect. And I'll give you guys a quick example before we call it, but I was a DJ for a few years, and I was getting into it and all that, and I loved it. But I didn't want to release like, you know, a mixtape or whatever. I didn't want to release like my mix unless it was absolutely perfect. And I didn't want to show like my website until it was perfect. And I wanted all the best pictures and all this stuff. And it's like, I didn't do as well compared to the other people in the space that started sharing as of day one and saying, guys, I'm thinking of getting into DJing. Like, does anybody know any DJs? Like, and then you start building like this, people can come along for that story and say like, wow, I watched this guy buy his DJ equipment and now he's like DJing in Miami for Tiesto or whatever, you know? And it's like, that's a cool story. Not just like, hey guys, you've never heard of me before, but I'm DJing for Tiesto. It's like, who cares, right? But if you start on day one and you're sharing like, okay guys, here's my first mix, here's my first stream, it's shit, but like, let's laugh at it together or whatever, you know? Like, let me at least share it. This is what I'm into, this is what I'm doing, and let me grow from here, you know? And when people can see that progress and maybe even be part of it, like, hey guys, I'm building a website. Anybody know any graphic designers like that can help out or whatever it is, you know? It's like, it helps people feel like attached. And it kind of comes back to that point that we were talking about earlier, which is people need to want to relate to someone behind the screen, behind the scenes, behind the project, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know them, you can't relate to them, it's like I don't know if I'll really care, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that leaking is important. So that's what I'm trying to help chat so we can get some leaks out of you, man.
So what he's saying is I should just give away everything.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Come on, chat. I'm here for, I'm putting the work for you guys.
Just let me do it.
Oh man, no, but good, man. I'm excited for you, dude. I want to thank you so much for being part of this series and giving us your time, and the insight into the org stuff is so fascinating. I'm curious and hoping maybe we'll have someone from your team on the series too, maybe one day in the future. Cool. That could be really, really fun. Honestly, just thank you for your time. I hope that it was informative and helpful and inspirational for everybody out there, whether you guys want to become a streamer, a content creator, or create your own org or join the NFL. I mean, whatever it is.
Nothing's off limits here.
Yeah, exactly. Raj, man, is there anything that you'd like to add? Is there any piece that you think could be helpful for people that maybe we didn't touch on? I want to leave kind of the ball in your court just in case there was something you wanted to bring up.
I mean, I feel like we covered pretty much every single aspect that we could have. But it's just like, again, I think everyone, like, if you have a dream, like, you just need to identify everything possible that you can do to make it happen. And there's just no substitute for like hard work. Like, it's going to happen if you put in the work. That's about it. Like, you know, technical side aside, you know, content aside, like, you just got to put in the work and it'll work.
Absolutely. I love that, man. Raj, thank you so much. I'm wishing you lots and lots and lots of success and luck with Mindset Gaming, with the new evolution to the full media org.
Appreciate it.
And lots of love and success to everyone that's part of the team. I'm looking forward to seeing more Mindset Gaming coming around.
Yeah, big shout out to everyone that's on the team, because like without them, like, I'm just one person, you know, without them, this is not possible.
Definitely.
So big shout out to my team. They're honestly the best team in the game.
I love that, man. I love that. I love that energy and that vibe that you bring, man. Honestly, I think that's what is the defining thing and what's gonna make Mindset Gaming like grow, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
appreciate
dude.
that.
All right, we'll see Mindset Gaming on the front pages very, very soon in 2023, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much, Raj, for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your night, man.
I had a great time.
Thank you. Likewise. Bye, dude. See you later.
Peace out.
All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. We'll be right back. Yeah. Yo, we are back. Thank you guys so much. Sheesh. I appreciate you guys. Thanks everybody from the Raj squad. That was a few more than 2 seconds. It's all good. We had technical issues. Come on, guys. I'm only one humanoid over here. But a huge thank you to Mindset Gaming and that whole crew for coming through tonight. I appreciate you guys. I hope I get to meet you guys, and I gotta come through some more of your streams and check out the whole squad. I hope that was, I don't know, insightful and informative. We often interview some streamers and creators on here. and I'm definitely gonna continue doing that. But finding people that are outside of gaming is so interesting for me to talk to, and I hope it's interesting for you guys, because we get to see something a little bit different, you know, and someone that has created an organization, a gaming org, an esports org, and evolved it into this huge, you know, giant of a thing. To me, it's like, let's not talk to one streamer, we could talk to 30, you know, and it's a pretty cool thing to see. So future episodes, I'm definitely looking forward to talking with more you know, diverse people. I would love to look at some musicians, some you know, artists, and things like that. People just doing some different things with content creation, with streaming. Maybe I even had an idea from Gradient Mist, who I chat with often, who said to reach out to some YouTubers even. And I think that a lot of streamers, what we're missing as streamers is just creating the content and being out there, especially on YouTube. I feel like it's a very daunting place. It's big, you gotta make these big YouTube videos type of thing, you know? So I think maybe bringing on a YouTuber or two to talk to them and learn from them firsthand what it could take to be successful and grow. And maybe even find someone that you know, maybe was a streamer and went and became even more successful as a YouTuber, you know, things like that. I find it could be really interesting. Anyway, it's interesting for me, and I have a lot of fun, you know, chatting with these amazing creators, and hopefully it's helping you guys. So thank you guys for being here. If there's any other questions in the chat, if you guys have questions for me, or if you guys just want to talk about stuff, you guys, you know, things are open. The chat is open for you guys to ask. And yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm from Montreal, Miss Jade. Yes, I am. Hello, by the way. Huge shout out. Thank you guys for the follows from Jackson, Eamon B, Zadie, Miss Jade, Call Me Jay, and Trick. I'm assuming that's Trick, the editor. Thank you guys, Rahi and Zuzu. We appreciate you. Thank you guys. What's up, Sticks? Welcome in. Thank you for the kind words, Blue. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the claps and all the hearts and the hype in chat. I saw some friends come through earlier. I always appreciate it when you guys come through and just say hi and give some love. Great stream. Can't wait to see what the new stream schedule looks like. Have a great night, Peach and everyone. Thank you so much, Combat. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna let you guys in. I want to let you guys know kind of what I'm thinking. I'm really enjoying the stream tip stuff. Like I said, like with my TikTok, that's a lot of my focus. With my YouTube, that's a lot of my focus. So I think I want to go down the route of the stream tips, stream advice, and helping people live. It's something that we don't really do live besides this series. And I think that this series is super helpful, but I really want to touch more people. I want to help more people, more one-on-one. So I think that I'm going to try to find a way to make it happen, to find some people that we can review their streams. We can get into some phone calls live on stream, and we could talk about their streams, how, you know, maybe just having a second set of eyes and seeing how we can improve their streams. I even have a bunch of ideas on some kind of workshop streams that you guys can join, and of course we'll put that on YouTube, but just some workshops, you know, things like how to edit you know, a TikTok. Super important. Like if you don't know how to edit a TikTok, like in 2023, like you need to be editing, right? So let me show you guys how I use the software, right? Let me show you guys whatever it is, whatever, how to set up OBS, how to transfer things, like whatever, how I organize myself, whatever, right? Anything to help you guys. So yeah, hopefully that helps beyond. So that's kind of the scope that I'm thinking of is for my streams. It's something I'm really enjoying, and as you can see, like we've been live for 2.5 hours, pretty much just talking about stream stuff, and I love it. I can talk about it for hours. So I think that is something that I want to pursue, and I want to follow that path, and I don't know, I find it's doing well. I think I'm enjoying it a lot, and hopefully if I can provide, you know, I always say that I might not have the most best whatever, you know, and all the creativity in the world, but you guys do. And if you guys are limited by technical silly issues or by algorithm BS, like, let me be the guy in your corner to help you so you can share your passions with the world and you can share your message to the thousands, hundreds and thousands of people that you will touch every single day. And if I can be the guy to help you to do that, then we'll have so much more incredible things in the world. Like, we need more people that come alive, you know, like you need to be doing things that make you feel alive. And if it's streaming and creating content and teaching and making people laugh or whatever it is, like, I want to be the guy to help you to say, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna turn on OBS and you're gonna hit start streaming or start recording, and you're gonna share your message and your love with the world. And I love that. I love to do that. It's always been in my blood to help people. I gotta share a story quickly, and I'll answer some questions in the chat. But someone had reached out to me for emotes. Someone had reached out as an artist, and I ended up just taking the time to help them rewrite their entire like sales pitch, because I was like, that sales pitch didn't really work. You know what I mean? It didn't really like work that well. And I was like, I don't know you, but if you're willing, you know, I want to help you out here because you have potential and I want to help you out. So it's just in my blood, you know, to be there and help people. And maybe I do it too much. Maybe I do it too much sometimes. But I'm learning to not do it if it's not asked for. So anyways, I think that's something I want to go down. So thank you guys for your kind words. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ms. Jade. I appreciate that. I'm too good at helping people. Exactly. Thank you, Combat, for the nice words. A cool panda. Sorry. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Ritzy asks, question about Motivation Mondays. Would you consider bringing on smaller creators? Yeah, I brought on all creators of mostly small creators have been on Motivation Mondays. I'm starting to reach out to all kinds of different people of different sizes, and yeah, most of the people, if you go back to the original, not most of them, but I mean, whatever you think a smaller creator is, I mean, in my opinion, they're still considered small streamers. All the people that I've interviewed so far, none of them are Twitch partners or streaming partners. So, you know, I think that we would classify them and they would classify themselves as small creators. But yeah, definitely. And you know, the point behind Motivation Mondays as well is to bring on a streamer that either is successful and is on the path to great things, or a streamer that has a story to share, that they've overcome something that could help other people. So like, even if you just started streaming, you have 0 viewers, but you know, you're known somewhere else, or you've done something else, or you've whatever it is, I think if there's a message to share, I think it's important. I don't know, because every video here that I do, every episode with this series, I want it to provide value. I want people to see and get inspired and learn some tips and tricks on how to be successful. So, you know, there has to be some value in it for sure. It's not just, this is not just for people to come on and for it to be like a shout out, self-promo city, you know. This is the whole point is for you guys to kind of learn from the successes of others, right? Or the struggles of others as well, because I think talking about both sides of that coin is important. If we're only talking about what's good, it really is not the full picture of the hardships behind streaming, and we've talked about that a lot in our previous episodes. Who's the next guest for Motivation Mondays, or you do not know yet? I do know. It hasn't been announced yet officially, but it is confirmed, I guess I could say. Her name is Sweets. Her name is Sweets. She's actually Lock Vanessa is a moderator for Sweets, and I've been introduced, and we've been kind of chatting a little bit, and yeah, I'm excited to have her on. She's a great streamer, and I'm excited to learn more about her and the success that she's had. She'll be on Monday, upcoming, and I need to find another guest for the 19th. Her episode is 8th, 9th, and I promised the 10th episode. We had said this a while back that the 10th episode will be me. I'll be interviewing myself. So I'm looking forward to episode 10 for sure. But I do have a list, and I have reached out to some people for just waiting to hear back. It's kind of the tough part about it all is finding the people, reaching out to them, getting them to accept and all that. There's people that have reached out to me, but then I never heard back from them. So I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is, you know. I'd love to know how to edit a TikTok video. Sticks, I will show you. For sure. I think it could be a fun stream thing that I could do. Cause maybe something I could do is even take one of your videos and edit it live. That way I edit something for you guys, and you guys see a real life scenario of something that I do, and show you, you know. That could be really cool. Yeah, because there was a video I saw this weekend where the guy was, I don't know what he was doing. I can't remember. I think he was trying to, I don't know. And I was like, man, this could be a great idea to show how people, how you should be editing videos, you know. I'll give you guys all the tips, all the tricks, all the keyboard shortcuts, everything you need to make your life as easy as possible for making those videos. Couldn't connect. Hello, what's up? Welcome in. How you doing? Are you from the Mindset Gaming community? Welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. How you doing? Yeah, so that's it. That's what's up and coming for this. Like I said, I don't have an official schedule posted for this week. But yeah, I'm thinking of trying to go live on TikTok, specifically only TikTok, and trying and testing out some ideas over there. So anything I do, I'll let you guys know in the Discord, like always.
Oh my God!
Peach, can you help me with an issue if you don't mind? Whenever I try and upload a video to YouTube, it's in 1080p. When I stream, it's 760p. Oh, 180p?
Tony,
that's really weird.
Please switch back to game view. Nobody can see the game. It's just your face.
It's just my face.
Jesus.
Is that
Switch
okay? You have an epic flaws? Yo, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Connect, are you a streamer? Are you a content creator? What is up? You're here lurking? Okay, cool. So Ritzy, let's try and help you quickly before we end stream. So you upload a video to YouTube, it's in 180p. In 180, but when you stream it's 760. So have you watched my video on YouTube, the OBS video on recording? Do we have a link to that video? Do we have a command for that specific video? It might be !new vid, unless I updated it. Yeah, there you go. The best OBS stream setting. So in there, yeah, it is that one. OBS video, there's a section of what's it called? I can't even remember now. Rescale out. I talk about output. I talk about rescale output, recording, the resolution, all that stuff should all be in there to help you. So it's possible that in your settings, what we can do, I can try and show you if you want, is that you're recording in some weird format. You need to check whatever you're recording in. Let me try and show you. All right. Yes, I do play guitar. I used to play a lot of guitar in the past. Been streaming a lot, focusing on that, so I haven't played a lot of guitar there, or lately. But yeah, I do play a song on with our sub wheel. When people subscribe, we spin the sub wheel, and there's play a guitar there, and I play a song usually there. Oh, there's clips of me playing. Yeah. I've been playing some piano too, getting ready for the holidays. I've been learning some Christmas songs actually. Maybe I'll play on stream one day. But then also fix Twitch Studio. I don't use OBS to record and stream. I would oh yeah, you're on Twitch Studio. I'm not sure with Twitch Studio, so I could show you with OBS. You did sub at the beginning of stream, Panda. We do need to spin the wheel for you, brother. So look, in video, so this is how it works for OBS. I don't know how it works for Twitch Studio, but this is the output resolution that's going to go out to the world, right? So my base canvas, that's my monitor, and output scaled resolution is what's going to go out to record or to stream, either way. So I keep this at 1080p. Okay, this output resolution 1080p, 1920 by 1080 is 1080p. Under my output and recording, you can see that I don't have this rescale output thing on, which means it's going to take whatever output is here, which is 1080p. So you need to check this output or your recording output and see what the resolution is, because 180p is very weird, Ritzy. I don't know what is going on there. You're almost better off downloading your Twitch VOD from Twitch and posting it on YouTube, which can be done very easily, by the way. There's even an export button on your Twitch VODs you can click and send it directly to YouTube. So you don't even have to download and then re-upload. You just let Twitch upload it to YouTube for you. So that could be an even easier way. If you're going from 720p down to 180p, might as well just stay at 720p, right? But yeah, that's what I do with OBS. So if you're struggling with Twitch Studio, I would recommend trying out OBS. If anything, what you could do is open OBS to record and use Twitch Studio to stream. You could do that. $720p. Yeah, I figured it was 720p. No worries. It will upload in 720p. Whatever quality is from the stream, it will upload. But in my opinion, 720p videos on YouTube, it's not the best, right? But if your value and your quality of the video, not video quality, but the value quality, if there's a lot of value in there, the content has high value, the quality doesn't matter as much. But generally, people want to be watching things in 1080p, generally. So if you're a streamer or content creator and you're creating videos, ideally you'd like to be in the 1080p space. So if your computer can handle it, I'd recommend that. And even if you're streaming in 1080p, I would not recommend downloading your Twitch VOD in 1080p and putting it to YouTube, because there is still some compression in there, some stream compression. It's completely different compared to just streaming and recording, because when you record, the bitrate that you record at and all that, it just records much smoother, whereas downloading a Twitch VOD, it's not the same. It's not the same quality at all. So be careful what you do there. What I would recommend to you if you want to try it is OBS Studio to record, if you want to continue streaming using Twitch Studio. Yeah. Hopefully that helps. If you have more questions, you can always go to our Discord. I'll be happy to help you in the Discord. And when and if I open up my Twitch streams to do some live one-on-one calls, then we can always jump on a call and help you out live for sure. All right, we have got here a 10-month subscriber, #1 supporter of the stream, our very own Twitch moderator. Goes by Cool Pandemonium. Cool Pandemonium. He's always bringing the hype and the pandemonium here in chat. We love him. And there's not one, there's not two, there's not three, but there's 24 of him in here. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see what you get for your 10-month subs, baby. I really appreciate that again, Panda. Thank you. And I do owe... oh, Boy, cool Panda, you got debated, brother. I do owe where'd it go? Super Attacker. Next time Super Attacker's in the stream, he wanted me to play the ocarina.
You got debated. You got
debated. Sorry, brother. I love you, man, but debated. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Maybe next time. You guys know that we spin off subs and gifted subs, so next month you'll get the ASMR. You know, I'm always doing ASMR in here anyway as a joke, so. All right, man. Sorry you got debated. I love you, but you know, I can't respin it every time. We did that last time. We got into too much trouble. All right, guys. I wish you all a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me and this stream and this journey. Yeah, man. I really hope that you guys got something out of it. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna continue doing it, and we'll go from there. Ritzy, that video that you just linked in the chat, I guarantee you that if you open up OBS, that will be your ticket to as smooth as possible stream in terms of settings. I'm working on a OBS video on setting up OBS to put your gameplay, your camera, your alerts, and edit all your not edit but route all your audio as well, and hopefully that that will be the ultimate guide in OBS setup, so settings and setup, right? But yeah, if you're using Twitch Studio and you want OBS, you know where to go. All right, guys. MindSetGamingHQ is live on Twitch. We're gonna go raid him and give him some love. He's playing the new Fortnite, the new chapter. We'll go give him some love and go hang out with him. He's already been live for 2 hours with me, so he just kicked off his stream. Let's go give him some love. And if you're not following him, please do so. You got his Twitter that you guys can go and follow as well, and keep up to date on what is happening in the world of Mindset Gaming. I was happy that he was able to finally make it onto the call. He's such a great guy, and I think that we got some great conversations in there. So yeah. So let's go hang out with him for a little bit. We'll set up a raid. Thank you for the hydration and posture check. I appreciate that. We need some of those during the Motivation Mondays too, eh? maybe next time. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Viewers, chatters, lurkers, everyone that came through tonight. Couldn't be here without you guys. So thank you very much for all the love. And yeah, guys, wherever you guys are, morning, evening, afternoon, have a great rest of your day. I love you. And just like Raj says, be consistent and have the absolute belief in yourself that you can do it. I know that I need to continue having that mentality, and we'll all get there. I know we will. Are we racing in Mario Kart later this week? Maybe, yeah. Maybe we do maybe we do it offline in the Discords and just have some fun, all of us off stream. That could be cool. Or we do it on stream. I'm not sure. Or maybe we put it to next week, Blue. It'll be a week after it's released. Maybe we do it next week. Yeah, if that's cool. Cool. All right, guys. Sounds good. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's go raid Mindset Gaming. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you, Panda, for the raid commands in chat. I appreciate it. Copy paste. The one with the hearts is for subs, and the one without the hearts is for non-subs. If you want to spam some love in Raj's stream, he's playing Fortnite. Like I said, go give him a few minutes of our time. If you like what you see, hit the follow button. Support the man, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. Love you. Have a good night, guys. Bye, Blue. Bye, Panda. Bye, everybody in chat. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye, Ritzy. Take care. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
But
Grantis, dude, thank you so much for your kind words earlier, man. I saw those messages during the call. I really, really appreciate you. Hope you've been well. Send you a lot of love, man. Thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for that TikTok, dude. That was so sweet. I really appreciate that. You should have put yourself in at the end. Seriously, you do so much for the Twitch talk community. Appreciate you, Grantis. See you later, guys. Bye.